What's good, Players Choice, PC Nation, PC the Choice, whatever, all that shit in between, chickens, dogs, ducks, rats, raccoons, all that bullshit. We're here for another episode. Yes, your host that do the most, because Megamind isn't here again. He's out crying in front of celebrities. Oh, crazy. Um, I won't comment on it. But yeah, man, we here. The true gang's here. Got my man D Mac, way better addition to Swipe anyway. Swipe bought him. You know what I mean? How do you bring a recruit better than you? It's crazy. Kenya, same thing early. He bought another recruit better than him. That's crazy. Like they supposed to be words, not better. But Trent be pulling up. Got another special guest pulling up. Uh if my other special guest pulls up, this might be one of the best shows of the month. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Don't want to promise nothing, but hey, man, hey, we working, man. We working. How everybody doing? D Mac, King, how y'all doing?
I'm good. I think you're muted, D-Mac.
No.
Hold on, can y'all hear me now? Question mark.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it was. But yeah, no, I'm feeling good, man. I can't complain, man. We've got rookies reporting to training camp. Man, season around the corner. This World Cup about to wrap up. We're about to get to some real football, man.
Yeah, 48 more days till college football. Can't wait. Well, to Alabama football. I don't know about college. Probably I don't care about Alabama. I tell people that, like, I don't, all the USCs and stuff, like, I don't watch the game, if Alabama done playing, but I'm not a college football head. I just watch Alabama football. That's it. And I don't even watch the commentary. Like, if it comes on ESPN, I turn on AM Alabama radio and listen to the radio while the TV going. Like, I don't play that shit. We don't want no
neutral talks
in my house. We don't watch no neutral talks in my house. It's strictly Alabama talk. That's it. We'll watch that nonsense in here. But, more or less, I want to get into talk about it. We talk about training camp. How do we feel about the Eagles and Jalen Hurts with Smitty being the number one receiver, man? I know a lot of people haven't really been talking about that, but I mean that's one of the things besides the Myles Garrett, trade. To me, if you're an NFL fan, that's one of the things you have to wonder about the most. What is it going to look like with DeVonta Smith, AJB, and what do you think AJB is going to look like over there in New England? Because I mean, he is an aging receiver. I hate to be one of those guys, but Father Time is undefeated, and it wasn't like AJB was just this world stretch, separation receiver, like, you know what I mean? So as you get older, you tend to lose a step. Does he lose a step? Does he have a better season? He never went for 1,500 yards. He only came for it close. It was like 1,496 with Jalen. So I want to hear y'all thoughts on that, and what do you think the Eagles are going to look like, and AJB? Trent.
What's good? So what y'all talking about?
Oh, we was talking about camp coming up. So we talking about perfect man right here. So with camp coming up, I know a lot of people are always talking about Myles Garrett and stuff, but I want to see what y'all think about. What do you think the Eagles are going to look like with DeVonta Smith as a receiver one?
I mean, it should be good. They got McCollum, DeVonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley.
Over and under 3,500 yards for Jalen Hurts this year.
I was about to say Jalen Hurts the quarterback. They're gonna suck.
Yeah. Over like serious, like real shit though. Like what's the over? Like what's Jalen Hurts stats?
I mean, I probably say Jalen. If they did when prize pick and shit, and they come out and do his shit, it's probably gonna be like 3,200 around there.
Yeah, that's about the greatest he do. Yeah. I give him 20. I give him 29.5. We're gonna play Price is Right. 29.50. 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and give me 19 push touchdowns.
So with Jamie Foxx, the Cowboys looking good, you think that's enough for them to win the division?
They still got the best team.
He's still the
It's
best
enough.
defense.
Yeah, it's enough if the defense kind of is what it's supposed to be, and Saquon has a bounce back season from an explosiveness standpoint. It's enough. He can throw around 35.
So that's who that's who we putting the pressure on. Saquon. Okay, got you. I had to read.
Well, no, I think Hurts has to.
Pressure's on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, the pressure's on Hurts to still have a really good passing game. Still, like I think he should be able to get around 35.
Niggas are saying if people.
Yeah.
He's got
to get around 3,500 with what
we need some bad seasons. Our prediction come true. He'll be off that team in 25 years. We need a couple of Jalen Hurts seasons.
But like I was saying though, if people were saying, "Oh, you ran up out of AJ Brown, who was a 1,400-yard receiver while he was there," like Jalen Hurts got to perform. He's the main one who got the pressure on.
And I don't think people understand what, like, when you look at the numbers that Jalen Hurts put up once he got AJ Brown, like, there was so much that AJ Brown did for him, like, it helped him, that made it easy for him, dog. Like, I love DeVonta Smith, but there was a time where AJ Brown was a top 3 to 5 receiver, and it wasn't a conversation to have. Like, damn near 2 at one time. I don't think Smitty will ever be a top 5 receiver, respectfully. I think Smitty will be a top 10 guy this year, no problem, but I don't think he'll ever be top 5. My problem is what AJ Brown does, because he's so dominant at what he does when it comes to yak, when it comes to being a physical receiver. It makes it easy for a quarterback like Jalen Hurts when you got a guy like that. That's like his Calvin Johnson in a sense. I'm not saying he's Calvin Johnson. I'm just saying that's his Calvin Johnson. That's his Randy Moss, his Dante Culpepper. When you lose that guy, as technically sound DeVonta Smith is, and yes, he does produce with them, I don't know if Jalen Hurts can make those throws to not only have a good season, but to make Devontae Adams that much of a difference. You know what I mean? Like, we had a conversation before, me and Trent on his pod before, where we talked about, like, there's certain guys in the way they play that, like, court defenses, like, I wouldn't want to give Lamar a Marvin Harrison type guy. Like, I wouldn't want to give him a guy who needs to be, 5 and in and, like, that persistent timing. DeVonta Smith to me is one of them guys that's like, it's persistent timing. You know what I mean? And again, he can get the ball to him, but I don't think it's going to be as productive. I think I see a lot of Dallas Goedert situational yards. I see a lot of maybe Kyle Lemon maybe in short space, but I don't like Jalen Hurts with a DeVonta Smith as his number 1 receiver. I don't.
I think if Jalen Hurts can, I think if JSN can have a leap that he did with Sam Darnold, I think DeVonta Smith can have a hugely big wide receiver 1.
You know who Sam Darnold is. You know who Sam Darnold is, though, Trent. Stop being nasty. I understand you don't like the fact that we've been putting him in top 10 spaces. You know who he is, though. You know his ability.
I done seen Jalen Hurts.
He's never been as good as Sam Darnold. Like we talking about, like, just the ability.
I agree with that.
The ability. See, Trent. We ain't talking about, like, as a whole football player. I'm talking about, like, when we understand, we gotta remember that Sam Darnold was a 3rd overall pick, and he had all the tools. He's always had all the tools. Jalen Hurts has never had all the tools. That's why he got benched.
And I'm gonna say,
tell him, man, that's why he got benched. It's the reason why.
I'm gonna say this again. We literally seen AJ Brown be super fucking productive with Jalen Hurts.
AJ Brown was that good. He was 1,100-yard receiver with Ryan Tannehill.
DeVonta Smith can be that fucking good. Now, are we forgetting who DeVonta Smith was?
I know how good DeVonta Smith is, but I don't think Jalen Hurts can make him a 1,600-yard receiver. No.
Why not? He has all the talent and tools to be a 1,500-yard receiver in this league. No. And we literally just seen Jalen Hurts.
He does, but Jalen Hurts does not have all the talent and tools to be a top 10, top 5 consistent quarterback in this league. That's the problem.
What is that?
That's the problem.
D-Mac talking? Are you muted, D-Mac, or am I tripping?
No, he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
No, my bad. I'm sorry. My fault. I think AJ Brown. I think the distinction is AJ Brown's tools and talent aligns better with what Jalen Hurts can do from a quarterback position than what DeVonta Smith does. So the question for me would be the gap or difference as far as what those two wide receivers bring to the table from a skill set perspective. Is DeVonta Smith's talent just so overwhelming that he can make up for what I think stylistically does not overlap well with what Jalen Hurts doesn't do on a consistent basis. So I think that's the thing for me. Like DeVonta Smith in a vacuum, he could have a 1,500-yard season in the right system with the right quarterback. I think that's certainly possible. In this specific scenario, I think you're going to have to see Jalen Hurts not only just solidify himself as the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles for years to come and being able to adjust to what I think the system is going to look like, but he needs to even take a leap, I would say, from a passing perspective to then be able to overlap well with the things that DeVonta Smith does well, so that type of yardage production for Smitty can happen.
He's losing a true. It's almost like this, right? Now, I think DeVonta Smith is better than T. Higgins, but it's almost like this. As great as Jamar Chase is, now, again, T. Higgins is a good receiver. T. Higgins is number one on a lot of teams, but I think it's almost like that type of situation where Jamar Chase, it's so easy to win with Jamar Chase. There's so many things Jamar Chase can do. And I ain't got to do too much. I give your ass a quick 5-yard pass, you can turn it to 90 yards. With DeVonta Smith, with a T. Higgins, those guys can be very productive, but they need the right quarterback. Now, Joe Burrow's the right quarterback, and he can make T. Higgins that good, but I don't think Jalen Hurts has that in his game. I think you take away stuff from Jalen Hurts, and you make it harder for him. I think the reason why he's won and why we give him such a hard time, because you need everything to win. Now we taking something away from you. I don't know what Kyle Lemon going to be. I know what Dallas Goedert can be. I know what Saquon has to be. But if Saquon don't have another bang out season, and you got Dallas Goedert and DeVonta Smith, and now Kyle Lemon has to get adjusted to the NFL game, he can have a bad season. They can still be a good team, though, and that's the problem. They can still win 11, 12 games, and he can be some shit, and then people will tell me, like MJ, oh, hey, we had a good season, though, winning record. Man, that shit is nasty, man. He's not a good quarterback. I don't know what nobody say.
If he's shitty this year, he's ass. There's no ifs, no buts. Like, if he has a shitty season,
Elon Russell sweepstakes.
Like,
He was shitty last year, though.
He was bad. Yeah, what?
He was shitty last year because fucking Saquon wouldn't rush for 2,000 yards.
He wasn't.
And to be fair, we have seen Jalen Hurts be really good. I'll say really good, even without even without Saquon Barkley. Now, granted, 2022 they still had a dominant run game, all things considered, that year.
I'm about to say the run game has been great.
No, I say yeah, it has. But and that's where again we had the talk about the prediction early. That's what it comes down to. I do truly believe Harry Roseman is going to challenge Jalen Hurts to evolve as a quarterback from the pocket this year and do some of the things that are required and demanded to beat modern defenses. And if he can't do that, then yeah, his job is going to be on the line, because Harry Roseman, I truly do believe this, is the most powerful man in the Eagles organization, and he's not going to have his very good team building held back by a quarterback that he doesn't have to be beholden to, because
Damn.
he's going to do that with Carson Wentz. He won from quarterback.
Okay, he came back.
Oh yeah, that for
I know.
Yeah, you froze for a second.
No, I'm saying he's not going to allow himself to be beholden to quarterbacks like the rest of his teams.
Especially when a Joe Burrow could be available in a couple years. Sorry, can you? I think like that Eagles O-line has been so dominant and so good for so many years that we forget they fleeced us into getting Miles Sanders. Like I would never forgive them niggas. The O-line was so good. The Panthers thought Miles Sanders was a guy. We thought he was a guy.
You guys were lucky. You guys had was it Rico? No, Chuba Hubbard.
But they have literally, dog. I watched the DeAndre Swift, who couldn't read a fucking hole in Detroit. Couldn't read a hole. Go to the Eagles, be productive. Miles Sanders, go to the Eagles, be productive. These guys have gotten contracts to other places because of the Eagles O-line. Again, my problem with Jalen Hurts is not that he is a bad quarterback, because he ain't that great of a quarterback. It's the fact that we don't act like he has everything around him, and when everything is right, he wins. But even when he wins, he don't do it like amazingly. Like even the season they had with Saquon,
he did do a good job in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs in 20.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. You niggas bring. I feel like Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. Every time I talk about Jalen Hurts, niggas bring out Rocky Marciano. But I understand the Super Bowl games, bro. Let that shit go. Y'all be killing me with that's like y'all go-to, bro.
He didn't do.
He was good in the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs. Who gives a fuck? The team was also very dominant, and the first time he played them, he lost in the second half because he, fumbles and stuff happened in the first half. But whatever. Either way, as good as he played versus Chiefs in Super Bowl, still lost. And in the second time, it wasn't even competition. But we added that wasn't a thing. It wasn't even competition circle they played them. That shit was unfair.
At the same time, the only reason why a pushback is necessary because at the Jalen Hurts, even though I'm not a big fan of Jalen Hurts, especially the last couple of years, the difference between that and the Carson Wentz situation is they fortunately had Nick Foles just start going crazy. So they felt like it can be moved on. And then, of course, they were able to get Jalen Hurts. what is the alternative after Jalen Hurts? They actually have no backup plan.
There's no alternative.
What we talking about? What we talking about?
If they get, hypothetically speaking, if they get rid of Jalen Hurts, even though he's never going to be gone,
Bullshit.
There's no alternative.
Bullshit. I can
There's
name
no
15 quarterbacks
alternative.
can be just productive in that
I
system.
don't think that
Bullshit.
people realize. Well, you guys may realize this, but the Eagles have one of the most sought-after young backup quarterbacks in the National Football League. Tanner McKee in NFL circles is looked at as a real possible quarterback asset. And now, I'm not saying that that's valid. I'm not saying that everybody should view him that way. I'm not saying that he has real potential.
What are you saying they could do with that quarterback, though?
I'll tell you right.
Wait, early. Let me
Anything
answer
over
this
the
question.
Jalen
I'm mentioning it from this standpoint. People around the league feel like they have a backup plan if they want to move on from Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying that that's how Howie views it. I'm not saying that that's what he wants to do. I'm just saying in around league circles, people look at Tanner McKee as a real quarterback that could have a future. And again, I'm specifying it's not me. I'm telling you what the league views it as. So to answer your question, do they have a backup plan for Jalen Hurts? I think that I would say the NFL views it as, yes, they do have a backup plan for Jalen Hurts. And we know Howie Roseman is always going to be aggressive in trying to fill that position if he feels like he needs to.
I'm just not really buying the.
And I'm not saying you have to buy it. I'm just telling you what he's looked at in NFL.
I think there's a difference between having faith in a backup quarterback that can be your backup for a while,
having an alternative.
An alternative.
That's why I'm specifying. Yeah, that's why I'm specifying. The NFL views him as a guy that could be a starter in this league in the future. It's not that this could be just a backup quarterback for a long time. People view him within league circles, and again, I'm not saying that I agree or that it's right. I'm just saying people view him as a guy that does have a future starting in this league.
I say unless Jalen Hurts turns into actual shit, like actual ass,
he's
going to be the Eagles quarterback for the next until he retired.
No, if that O-line is O-lining and that running back is running backing and them receivers are receiving, I promise you, Mac Jones. Give me Mac Jones. Give me Mac Jones. Give me Mac Jones. I'm not trolling. Bama.
Not serious.
Bama, do we like Mac Jones in the Eagles offense?
Me, myself, personally, bro, I love Mac Jones, bro.
I would like that.
Mac Jones would get busy in that Eagles offense.
Technically,
he would get busy in that Eagles offense.
Mac Jones is my last Alabama QB I have left right now, besides Bryce. I'm holding on to Mac. I'm holding on to Mac.
It's like, I promise y'all, niggas, like, it ain't even, what's so crazy about how good that team can be at times? It ain't even the niggas that you like, it ain't the fucking Matthew Stafford, the Baker Mayfields. It's the backups on teams who would be productive in the offense because they're better quarterbacks than him. Now again,
as far
ability, not like actual quarterback.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna start with Keenan. As far as a team standpoint, do they beat the Rams in a playoff setting when they go home?
Fuck no. It's not even. Aaron Donald's coming back, y'all. Have y'all seen the pictures of post? He's coming back. His shit is over with.
I don't think that's gonna work.
And they told the nigga, "Hey, all you need to play is 8 games in the playoffs. You ain't even got to play those. But you know, Aaron Donald gonna play 17.
That shit when I see it.
Yeah. I don't really want to frame this against the Rams. I think
they don't beat them.
I think it's better to talk about the division because I think that this is going to be legitimately something the Cowboys are going to challenge them for. I think that Jalen Hurts is going to have to evolve for a quarterback for them to stave off the Cowboys to win that division. I think that is a realistic thing that has to happen. That's just my personal opinion.
Y'all niggas believe in the
So
Cowboys.
what is Jalen Hurts ranking that division for his QB play? Third?
Yeah.
I'd take him. I'd take him over Jackson Dart right now. And
right now, give me 2 more years, Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors, and I have a conversation with you.
I'd easily have Dak and JD.
My bad, Jackson Dart got a.
What'd you say?
I'll just say Elite need 1 more year to heal. I think Mahomes need another year too. I've just been thinking about that stuff. Like a lot of them guys, how they've been moving in the offseason. I know granted it's the offseason, but I think a lot of those guys that had them ACL injuries, how quick they got to come back. The turnover, I don't think is that beneficial. Granted, they paying them millions of dollars, but I think Leak is such a phenomenal route runner, great receiver, bro. You would hate
Maybe Jamar Chase.
You would hate for his career to end on something, him just getting rushed back to a mid-team.
Is Malik not baby Jamar Chase when he's healthy?
No.
I don't think so.
Leak
I'll give
is
you
not
vision.
Leak is not as strong as Jamar. Jamar Chase is a running back. He like Saquon playing.
Jamar Chase.
receiver.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Leak-
I don't know
Leak-
what
I mean, he's not Andre Johnson. Relax.
Leak is a better route runner. I'll say Leak
Yeah,
is
I
a
would
better
say that.
route runner.
I don't think he's a better route runner. But yeah, Malik
When it
Neighbors
come to like those crazy acrobatic catches, I'll give it to Leak. Leak more of a I don't know. It's hard to explain. Leak is Leak, bro. Like
LSU was
I'm
always
not mad at what
always.
Early's saying. Is just everything Malik Neighbors is good at, Jamar Chase is better at.
Yeah, absolutely. But as I said, baby, the baby version of somebody
Yeah,
means like
also,
you my little man.
I don't think he's.
LSU has always had two types of
Yeah.
receivers. You got your route runner, who's a short-handed guy. You got your dynamic guy. You got your Landry. You got your Odell. You got your JJ. You got your Chase. You got your BTJ. You got your Malik Neighbors. He's the new he's a baby.
I don't think that he
he's
has the
closer to a CD Lamb
dynamicism
variant
after
than
the
Jamar
Cowboys,
Chase.
in my
Jamar Chase,
opinion.
Jamar Chase.
That's-
Yeah. That's a good comparison.
Well,
I'll say
the
like
Giants
CeeDee
were
Lamb,
not
yeah.
have not been able to utilize him to optimize his like yak ability. Also,
You said what?
So, I said the Giants have not been able to utilize him to optimize
Exactly.
his yak ability.
Odell, why did I owe you $150?
It's not like Chase. It's not like Chase needs to be design touches. He just is that amazing after the catch.
But Malik didn't hold. This is my problem. Again, the baby version. I'm not saying Jamar Chase, but Odell will tell you because we had a bet about it. Who would the quarterback play he had the year his rookie year? Odell.
For Odell,
No,
Who you
for Malik Neighbors, his rookie year. Who was his quarterbacks?
Nigga Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor.
How productive was he with them niggas? How productive was he with them niggas?
he was
Yeah, he got
productive
better.
every single
But
year.
respectfully, we've seen Jamar Chase be extremely productive yards after the catch wise with Joe Flacco's, Jake Browning's,
He's not,
etc.
like I said, he's a
Well, Joe
CD.
Flacco's Super Bowl
He
quarterback, so,
doesn't need a great quarterback to get the yards after the catch stuff off.
He's
He just
closer to
is that
CD Lamb.
insane.
He's closer to CD Lamb variant than Jamar Chase. He's not-
But he has way more yak ability than CeeDee Lamb. Though.
No, he don't.
I don't think
You don't think Malik Davis is a better? Way more.
You just don't like CeeDee Lamb because he dropped passes
Did you
early.
see
CeeDee Lamb
2023
tough
CD?
though.
I think
tough.
you're overrating the amount of yak ability that Malik.
Malik Neighbors has great yak, and his shit was amazing in college. But that nigga's not a baby Jamar. There's nobody that compares to Jamar.
I don't think there's a comparison for Jamar Chase.
There's nobody comparing.
I don't think there's a comparison.
Jamar
Jamar Chase is built.
I mean,
he built like a running back who's playing receiver. Like
Yeah,
he is
but
a
he's
stronger
fast
runner
like a
for sure.
receiver. It's not like a running back playing. Like
I'm saying,
he
like, nobody
puts the
compares.
pressure on you, or what a receiver puts on you. Like
Yeah,
the
that's it.
pressure. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
He has that TO ability where like, man,
Well, what a
if
lot
I
of
don't
the
get a good
guys
tackle
say-
on this boy, he out of here.
But
What
this
a lot
is
of
the
the
thing.
dudes say that what a lot of the dudes say they have to guard Jamar Chase is it's the fact that he runs 4-3, but in the fourth quarter he's still running that 4-3. Like that's what's scary about him. Like you got to think about it. Like he's a 4-3 athlete and it don't stop. Like it just don't stop.
He don't
Every
get
time we the
tired.
ball,
That's what it is.
it's
He don't get
4-3. Every
tired.
time we get the ball, it's 4-3, and you gotta in your head you gotta compensate for that. And then on top of it, he's ridiculously strong. So DBs, them boys don't hit the weights like that. So it's like you got somebody like Jamar Chase out there that love that don't. I ain't gonna say he seek contact, but he don't hide from it though. You know what I'm saying? You see how he did Marlowe. It's three people right there that could have made the tackle. He's stiff on Marlowe and take that shit.
Never seen him doing the Denzel Ward or PS2.
To be fair,
Ain't that much.
Neighbors can grow in strength, but at the same time, my biggest thing, in order for me to see him optimize, they need to honestly have the quarterback play to put him in space, because a lot of it is like hitches and short passes and just like really racking up the receptions because they don't have that kind of versatile thrower on the offense for the last couple of years that Malik Neighbors has been on the team. So hard to
And-
say.
That's the thing for me. I think that more so it's about accentuating the things that he is great at more so than his yak is being held back, because I think that the way that you have Malik Neighbors really be the best is because he can create those explosive chunks, because he's so good at the catch point, because he
But they put like Dale said, they put Jamar in places where he can use that yak ability. Like, they put him in nice places where he can do that.
Occasionally that is the truth, but also it's more often than not that he's turning regular wide receiver routes into excessive chunk plays because he is that great at yak ability. It's not necessarily like, hey, we're designing touches like your Deebo Samuel or some of these other yak guys from that standpoint that we think of that are great at it. It's more so he just turns normal wide receiver routes into yak opportunities because he is that great at that.
All right, right now, better yak ability. Julio Jones or fucking Jamar Chase?
Probably
Jamar.
Jamar.
They right in the same.
Terrell Owens or Jamar Chase?
Who?
I don't know.
T.O. or
They in the
Jamar
same.
Chase?
Yeah,
Jamar
T.O.
Chase.
They the
I'll say
same.
T.O., but
All right.
I ain't gonna lie, early.
right there with him.
You know, I'm an LSU hater, bro.
Jamar Chase is right there running with
Jamar Chase.
Jamar might have. I mean, you're talking about the.
He's with all the best. He's with all the best tier niggas in the Yak.
Antonio Brown or Jamar Chase?
And Yak,
Jamar
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
He's Jamar Chase.
You're making me hate this nigga, man.
Whoever, truthfully,
Yak is
I'm
really
not making-
different, bro.
Any
I'm not
Yak
making
player
it
you
seem-
can think
I'm not
of,
making
Jamar Chase
making it seem like I would have Jamar Chase better than T.O. or Antonio Brown or some of these guys. But when you're talking about that specific Yak ability,
No, it is
as
elite.
elite
It is
in
elite.
NFL history as you could almost think of, because it's
It's
very,
terrifying.
very-
It's really terrifying because, like you say, he can make a 5-yard slant into a house, and it's terrifying.
He turned
It's
a
terrifying.
5-yard hitch into a 60-yard touchdown. Had 5 Chiefs players running around him.
We had 5 guys with angles. He said, "Fuck all that." Bro.
I seen what he did to Jalen Ramsey last year. I know.
No, that shit was bad.
Bro, it was just the fact that Jalen Watson was talking all that shit to him, and that boy said, "I'm gonna double back the next play." Like he really talking to him, like, "Bro, I'm gonna double back the next play, bro."
He had to learn.
And he doubled back the next play, bro. Like it's like, bro, like why are you talking to me, bro? Like
Jamar Chase he's just one of those guys who like really loves the game. To a point to where like there are guys who like their stamina doesn't go away because it's the adrenaline of the game always keeps them high, and he's one of them guys. Jamar Chase he'll run a 9, not get the ball, and then come back next play and run another fucking post you know what I mean, like post route with the same effort and the same energy. Where it's like, nigga, you not tired after running that 9 that didn't get to the ball to you? So he is different. I do believe, yeah, not better than T.O. Yak, but he got to be top 3 Yaks all time. Yeah, he's that good. Yeah, he's that good. But back to Jalen Hurts. That's my. Yeah. I think AJ Brown isn't Jamar Chase, but AJ Brown was also a Yak demon, and I think again guys like that make it easy for you, and that's another reason why I think his season won't be as great.
But I mean, in fairness though, I mean that's what Smitty is though. That's how Smitty won the Heisman. Them little bubble routes.
But fuck out of here.
Yeah, what you talking about?
That's never been DeVonta Smith. That's never.
No. DeVonta is that Marvin Harrison. Devontae Adams variant. He's that.
When he won the Heisman, bro.
Release, great route runner.
It was a
I'm gonna catch the ball.
Them little slants, them little screens on the
side. That's his quarterback.
Smitty has never been. Smitty is not a Yak demon.
But don't get me wrong. Jalen should be able to throw those same passes, and I think that's what they have in. That's what they have in store for Jalen. Like I
disagree to it a point, only because when you're talking about I'm not saying that you're comparing because you're not, but I think that it is more so not necessarily getting DeVonta Smith opportunities to use his Yak ability, which he does have to its best standard. That would be the issue for Jalen Hurts' skill set. It's more so what Mac Jones was able to do at Alabama, which was I'm playing in the pocket. I know the timing of this route, which DeVonta Smith is going to run to an exceptional amount. He's going to be open when I need him to be, and I'm going to deliver the ball when he's open. That's the sort of things that Jalen Hurts needs.
Yeah, he not know. Smitty ain't no Yak. You got the wrong. You talking about Steve Smith, Bama. You talking about Steve Smith Senior.
That's the exceptional ability that Jalen Hurts has to be able to take advantage of from that standpoint.
Not to mention, I think the same reason why I don't fuck with Lamar Jackson. I don't know what you look like with number ones. Like do we? Yeah, don't fuck with Lamar. That shit y'all doing a pod, bro. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Nigga be lucky next. He be lucky to be next. He be lucky to be top 25 next year. I ain't gonna lie, y'all talking about he gonna be. You talking about he gonna be no, because once they piss me off, your man D-Mac said he'll be solidified top 15. With the niggas who gonna have comeback season this year, he'll be lucky to be top 25 next year. Anyway, but guys like
so long last.
Man. Anyway,
what have you seen from last?
First of all, I watched. Let me say something. I watched Cooper DeJean.
Yes.
One of the best cornerbacks.
No. Let me finish.
Oh, man.
It was so bad. I almost called the police. I almost called the police. Like, hey, there is a white boy out here being harassed. Get down here. Like, I don't stop it. There again, that with DeVonta Smith. I think he'll be great, but I still got to see what DeVonta look like. No. DeVonta good. What I'm saying is that I still had to see you adjust to that. Huh? No. The lad ain't DeVonta Smith.
Because he got locked up once.
It been more than once. And you never been. And then the problem is again, what I'm saying about Smitty, we have to see before we just go on these guys being great, we also had to see these guys versus the number ones in and day out. And I think Smitty will be good. But again, some niggas have to adjust to I have to deal with PS2. I have to deal with Stinky. I have to deal with Gonzo. I have to deal with the best of the best. It's now we don't have no more AJ Brown. It's you, my nigga. We want you. And not even just the corners, but the game plan is you can't get the ball. How are you productive when the spotlight is on you and you can't get the ball? We know we not worried about limit. If limit killers, let them kill us. If Gallon killers, let them kill us. You gotta beat us. You will not beat us when you get them game plans. That's why I said the Jamar Chase, the Justin Jefferson, they have proven, hey man, even when the game plan is on my side, I'ma still get busy. Smitty still gotta prove that. Smitty has always had AJ Brown on the other side. Now he is the locked-in target. We know Jalen Hurts want to hit the ball to you, and we're going to make sure that don't happen. When teams start doing that, then I want to see him be productive. I think he will be, but again, I think he will have to adjust to that shit. Lad, I don't think Lad good when it comes to being number one. I think he a great slot nigga. Number two,
I agree.
don't put Lad in number one conversations with the other niggas. I ain't going to lie to you. Niggas will sit on Zay Flowers, but up Lad. Stop it, bro. Please, bro. Please. Nigga ain't number white Zay Flowers, please.
You said white Zay Flowers.
Nasty work. Nasty work.
Moving right along, man. We might as well get into the topic then. Has Lamar fell off?
Bro, we back in 2020, bro. Nigga, please, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, what we talking about? I think bounce back season, baby.
Bro, what are we doing?
Apparently, nobody else thinks bounce back season, but I think he's 100% going to have a bounce back
A lot
season.
of people don't like him. He ranked
Yeah.
number
Kobe Lane.
59. He ranked number 59 in the top 100.
Bro,
Trevor Lawrence, a better quarterback than him.
Facts, bro.
Bro, we in
Well,
2020.
Nick is better, apparently.
We in 2026, bro. You know how to gimmick get, bro. Chill.
Well,
Lamar.
It's just work
Well,
every offseason, I feel like. Though. That's the problem.
respectfully, so I'll just swipe it. Happy Blade Bird to my guy. I'm Bo Nix over Lamar in the playoffs.
No, you're
I'm not trying to hear that. Bo
saying
Nix
that.
shit,
No,
man.
you can't
That
say
Bo
that.
Nix shit is so
We're talking about
ass.
one playoff.
Give me Sam Darnold too.
Every time I hear Bo Nix name, I'm gonna turn to Bama, bro. That shit ass. I'm not hearing that shit.
I mean, it's not ass, but it's not
Hey,
Lamar. Like, it's
hey,
not ass, though.
You gotta stop the hate. It ain't ass.
Yeah,
It ain't ass.
yeah, come on now.
Yeah,
It's
I might.
not ass. It's
That
just
nigga's a
not
Super
Lamar.
Bowl winner. I ain't gonna lie. He's a
I'm
Super
not
Bowl
trying to
winner if
hear-
he stays
I am-
healthy.
I am
If he doesn't
not
get hurt.
trying to hear-
I ain't gonna
am
lie
not
to you.
trying to- I'm not trying to hear early telling other niggas stop saying shit's ass when he's the main component. I'm not here.
Well, when we speak about Jalen Hurts, that shit ass. I'm Tupac.
Oh, yeah,
I'm bad with Tupac.
I'm sorry. I'm not about to say off one game because Josh Allen played his worst game of his life. Oh yeah, give me Bo Nix.
But Bo Nix played the best game of his life. That's the difference.
But here's the thing though. I'm not respectfully Trent, all jokes aside, no trolling. I'm not saying like Bo Nix is again, even like you talk about potential with Jackson Dart. I don't even think Bo Nix got a high ceiling. I think Bo Nix gonna plateau. Like I think he probably another notch and then he'll plateau. But Bo Nix he'll be a consistent quarterback in this league, bro. There are plenty of guys that have been in this league in the past that have had great seasons. That wasn't the greatest quarterbacks, but we respected them. The Matt Hasselbacks of the game. You know what I mean? Like
he'll be a cool.
yeah. Like it's like a Matt Hasselback.
He'll be
Get a couple Pro Bowls.
He'll be
Can maybe get to the Super Bowl a couple times. Like, yeah, he'll be a solid nigga. But at the end of his career, what he'll accumulate, he'll probably be a Hall of Famer so far. Again, if it works out perfectly for him.
Bo Nix will be a solid top 20 quarterback.
I think he could be. I ain't gonna lie in this league because I don't think
How
how much of
ain't saying much. I'm being honest.
I don't think
in this league,
Riddell,
he could be sitting there. In this league, he can be a top 10 quarterback. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't see it at all. I don't see it at
10?
all.
Nah.
Top 10. I don't think there's a.
I can see top 15.
I don't think niggas are that good. Y'all will kick a nigga out the top 10 so fat, bro. Please, bro. Niggas be moving too much.
That's just
We
how
talk about the top 5 and that's it. The other 6 be on bullshit. One year Jared Goff good. 1 year Baker Mayfield good. Them niggas, come on, bro. Them niggas are
Jared Goff is way better than.
He's way better than Bo Nix.
I'm talking about if Bo Nix makes the top 10.
better.
He's way better than Bo Nix right now. Yeah,
way better.
he's more consistent. You just
Bo
said
Nix makes the top 10. That means that back half of fucking 6 through 10, or even the people that's trying to get in to 10, that shit's ass.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bo Nix right now, and again, if you're just watching the game, talking about
He's
ability.
barely top 20.
Listen to me. If you're watching it, I don't know about that. Now I wish Swipe was here. If you're watching the game and you talk about just ability, then I don't know if he'll ever have a top 10 ability. Absolutely not.
Ooh.
But we know what this game is. This game is off the stats. Bo Nix can have a 36 touchdown, 8 pick season for 4,200 yards and make a Super Bowl or get deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He'll
believe
be
when I
the
saw
best
Jared
nigga.
Goff has half the
It's
last
the
4
same
seasons.
nigga. It's the same nigga who just
More
led the
than
league.
that.
It's the same nigga who just led the league in passing attempts. Didn't even crack a 4K. I'm gonna believe that shit when I see it.
But also we got
I'm gonna
Waddle
believe that shit when
now.
I see it.
We got Waddle now.
Yeah,
but like at the end of the day, the current general
we gotta see
consensus
how
for
Bo look after this injury too.
I ain't gonna lie.
the injuries.
I'm
I
right
give you
there
that Bo
with
Nix injury.
I think Cam gonna be better than Bo.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Put that nigga.
No, I'm not gonna.
Man, take that shit outside. Take that shit outside.
I think he makes better.
Take
throws. I
that
think
shit
he has a
out.
better
Take
arm.
that Miami nigga outside, bro. Please. That
I
shit
actually
stinks, bro.
kind of agree with that one.
You see, and this is why I don't get
stinks,
man.
bro.
This is why I don't get niggas
That
can
shit
uplift
stinks, bro.
Bo Nix when he's in a way better situation than Cam Ward. But damn, Cam Ward off a year two can't be better. He can't take a leap.
I ain't gonna lie. Cam Ward is going to be my.
Warden Robinson, you got Brian Daboll. He can't.
Yeah,
do that.
come on now.
Cam Ward is going to be my
Robert
Rick Ross. He's going to be my Drake. He's going to be the guys I don't fuck with. And my Steph Curry. He's going to be the guys that I don't fuck with, and they're gonna have to prove it to me. And I'll go, my bad, brother.
I personally would love to see Cam Ward be better than Bo Nix. Obviously, that would help out my own personal narratives, but I think it might be a little bit difficult for him to make that leap.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, like, I think, like, I'll put it like this. I think it's closer that Cam Ward can make a leap to be clearly better than Bo Nix than Bo Nix being the top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
No, I don't think that's not hard.
I agree with that.
Why I say that? Why I said a leap? Now, again, the matter of years on the leap, yeah, but not this year. Cam Ward, that team's still that good. Like, I don't give a fuck about Cordell Tate. That team is still that
better
good.
than what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whoa. We got 4 games this year. God damn, boy. We won 4 games this year, baby. Like, that team is bad, bro.
I actually agree. I probably would reverse it. At the very least, Bo Nix bubble top 10. I could see more than Cam.
I think he
Ward.
get bubble top 15
next year.
Yeah,
Next year
exactly.
he could be put. Now again, that Trent. We know you again. We talking about skill set. No, Trent. I know. But again, next year he could be a top 10 conversation. Y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all that.
Just think of the shit that you said with Lad. Just think of the shit that you said with Lad with other receivers, because I don't agree Lad is top 20, but there are other receivers that can have bounce back years. Other people that can take leaps.
Yeah, Jake Daniels.
In this sense, there are quarterbacks who still that's not in the top 10 who can literally have bounce backs or quarterbacks that can take a leap. That will be way better than Bo Nix. So
now you're right, but my problem with that is that there are guys who can make a leap, but if the leap is not productive on winning, because again, there are guys who I'm a prime example. 2024 Joe Burrow. You can give me the 40 touchdowns, but you're not gonna win. Bo Nix can give me 35 TDs and have a fucking 13-4 record. Like the team, the other guys who mix it don't have the Bo Nix team.
But early, we're looking at there's certain guys that are
Sam Darnold at the end of the day won, but nobody's putting him in crazy. Oh, for the most part, nobody's putting.
Niggas got him in top 10 though. There are niggas who have Sam Darnold top 10 conversations.
I don't care
what the Super Bowl
general exceptions say. When you contextualize their level of play, nobody's putting Sam Darnold in the top 10.
But
is he top 10?
No, he's not. We have so many young quarterbacks that we're talking about are in this what would be considered their prime of the careers, or maybe early prime, entering their prime. That it's like these guys just have better ceiling. So like, no matter where you want to put it, like. Guys, and I'm just naming guys that would be on the bubble of top 10. Guys, T-Law, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels, like all of these guys. Brock Purdy, another one. Brock Purdy, another one. But I'm saying Goff is still
there are also niggas who are getting older. There are niggas who are getting older who will probably fall off.
But Goff, who are the guys? Goff is still in his prime though. So Goff is in his prime. He's in a good situation. He expects to win games next year. So you can't say that one of these things is lining up to take one of these guys at the top 10 for Bo Nix to try and jump one of these guys. That doesn't necessarily line up. The only guys that I named out of that you could say realistically maybe they don't have a good season from a team perspective is Jaden Daniels. But even then, you're like, we're talking about a guy that's a dynamic quarterback. So it's difficult to be like, yeah, that's the guy that's going to end up falling out to allow Bo Nix to jump into the bubble conversation to top 10. I just think that's really unlikely from that.
Y'all just gave me something to look forward to. It's Brock Purdy all over again. I'm rooting for Bo Nix. Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Bo Nix.
No, listen. I just said, if you know, D-Mac, you wasn't here when I said Brock Purdy all over again. Before we thought Brock Purdy was anything, Earl was saying, hey, that's my guy. Got your Super Bowl. I'm saying Bo Nix is going to be the guy following next year. And every time you have a good game, I'm going to be very loud about it. If that nigga go like 14 TDs and 3 picks in the first 3-4 games, it's gonna be a nasty conversation.
I mean, that doesn't matter. You.
I mean, they're both not top 10 quarterbacks. I don't mean,
Doesn't change.
Don't let Bo throw for 30 plus and for over 4,000 yards.
What does that mean? What's that mean to me?
Don't let Bo Nix with the Super Bowl next season. It's gonna be nasty. Me and Swabby gonna be this motherfucker. Me and Swabby gonna look like kids playing this motherfucker. I'll tell you that much. Me and Swabby gonna be kids playing this motherfucker.
Made quarterbacks can win Super Bowls. It's
Because this niggas that y'all like that I don't fuck with and I never will fuck with.
Earlier,
hey, you don't fuck with Jalen Hurts. He won the Super Bowl and you just shit on that Super Bowl.
Exactly.
But he's not good.
What are we doing?
Exactly.
He's not good.
I'm not gonna.
Good.
How can you uplift Bo Nix and then shit on Jalen Hurts? That don't make no
Do we
sense.
think Jalen Hurts can do what Bo Nix did with that team in that receiver?
No.
You said what?
Do we think Jalen Hurts can do what Bo Nix did last year with that receiver core and running game?
No.
He was 1 game away from Super Bowl.
No. This is what kills me.
What do you mean? What did he do?
This is what
He had
kills
like
me.
7 game-winning fucking drives last year. What do you mean? What did he do?
This is what kills me. Y'all niggas said Jalen Hurts was shitty last year. What?
He single-handedly tore Michael Parsons' ACL. What you mean? What did he do?
The Broncos won 14 games, and Bo Nix was fucking Reginald for majority of the fucking season.
No,
That's true.
You guys quarterback mixed up. I think
You meant to say
CJ Stroud. You got the wrong quarterback.
No.
Bo Nix was productive last year.
Bo Nix was Reginald for the majority of the season.
He wasn't Reggie.
Not in the first half of the
games
season.
last year, and Bo Nix was mid.
He wasn't Reggie.
He was definitely Reggie.
He had a slow start. But he picked it the fuck up.
That nigga was Reginald, bro. The definition of a Reginald. He was just on a good team, and they were winning 14 games. And
No, you can't do that to Bo. You can't.
And
do
then
that.
A lot of them games,
a
a lot of them games, bro. He shouldn't even been in them situations.
Like, what the fuck are you talking
the
about? You
offense
niggas trying to act like
would
Bo
take
Nix
so
was good
long
last
to
season.
get going, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on.
You trying to make like Bo Nix was a top 10 quarterback last year?
because one of them comebacks,
he wasn't top 10
on
last
the
year.
Jets early,
But he
One of them
showed me
comebacks
things.
on the Jets, my nigga.
He wasn't top 10 last year. But with the way this team is constructed and with the pickup of Jalen Waddle, hopefully Evan Ingram is healthy this year.
Oh my God, this is bad. The first 6 games was bad.
You said what?
The first 6 games straight.
Yeah,
were horrible.
absolutely. You niggas are some of you niggas are kind of Williams fans. Please stop it. But my thing is,
that nigga was Reginald last season.
He was horrible too. What are
he
you
absolutely was.
talking
Reginald.
He was not horrible.
No, see, look. We had perspective.
He was
It's all about perspective.
He was
middle of
horrible
the
for 3
pack.
quarters there.
Wait, time out. He was middle of the pack. I think Bo Nix is also middle of the pack. The difference between those two guys, one guy is older, one guy doesn't have the ceiling that the other guy does. That's the reality. One guy's significantly more talented.
I ain't gonna lie, D-Man. I think that Brooklyn Nets hat you got on is fucking up your view, man. It's such a bad team. It's making me think bad.
Disrespectful. Uplift Bo Nix and shit on Jalen Hurts. Just be both. But to uplift one,
Bo Nix is a better. If I'm right now, I will take Bo Nix over Jalen Hurts right now, bro. Please.
Yeah,
I would take
that's fine. I'm not even mad at you. I'm not even mad at you for saying that. But the point is, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, and Caleb Williams, for this matter, last year were middle of the pack quarterbacks. You need to recognize that as such.
And I just and mind you, I'm cool with middle of the pack.
Let me finish the statement. Between the 3 of them,
so that's Mahomes.
We've seen, he was not. That's not true. By every metric,
but now it changes, huh?
No, that's a fact. By every metric, he's top 10. That's just not true. Between those 3 quarterbacks that I named, one of those guys we've seen have a really good season as far as Jalen Hurts is concerned. One of those guys is exceptionally more talented and way younger than the other one. And the third one is Bo Nix, who is older and theoretically more so.
What you mean? He's like 3 years younger than him. He's way younger.
That's a long.
How many
time
years?
in football years? That's a literal average NFL career in football years.
You said 3 years in
That's a little average quarterback.
You gotta be that's true.
NFL player season.
All I know is that Bo again. I think with the additions that they got, I think Bo Nix have a breakout season. He's already had a breakout. Bo Nix rookie season was 29-12. You telling me with a better offensive team, a better running game, O-line is still O-line.
He doesn't have a better running game.
He doesn't have a better running game. 11, so he technically went down.
You can't rely on J.K. Dobbins to play a whole season.
I'm here, but he lost. But also he had less. He had less. I think he has more. He could be 35 TDs.
Talent wise, is Bo Nix on what's my boy Joe Burrow level?
No.
That's where it get murky because now you see where the time ticking with Joe Burrow. He 30. That's the same situation you in with Bo Nix. I know it's only been 2 years, but bro came into the league at 28, 26, bro. Like you don't have that much time to sit around and Google and gaga with these.
We like to play fun, but Joe Burrow was an old ass nigga when he came to the league too.
Yeah,
we don't bring it up. He was an old nigga too.
That's what I'm saying.
Old
That's
ass
what I'm
nigga.
saying.
He's like 28, ain't he? Tyler Show? Ain't he like 27?
Yeah,
he's 26.
Also like 26.
Yeah, so like
they shitting on Bo Nix in here, man.
Yeah.
I'm out here fighting for my life with Bo Nix. Shitting on Bo Nix, man.
Yeah, how
I saw a disgusting
NBA
trade.
Swipe
pops up.
What up, y'all? How y'all?
What NBA trade? What happened?
Now Lou Dort
Yeah,
went
Lou Dort.
to the Hawks.
Yeah, Lou Dort got traded.
Oh, well, Lou Dort. They been OKC fan been waiting on him to leave.
Yeah, I'm glad he's gone, so he can go to the Eastern Conference and got to beat up no more guards in the West no more. Playing football out there.
Oh yeah, you know they don't play that shit in the East. Y'all West let people beat y'all up. The East ain't having that. You punch in the face.
You couldn't get
Man, I just came and said hello to my people, man. How's the show going, y'all?
I've been trying to fight for Bo Nix, man. Swiper, here's the conversation, Swiper. They think that there is more of a possibility that who'd you say?
Cam Ward.
That Cam Ward will have a breakout season.
Well, I said.
And
don't say they.
Well, apparently Bo Nix there's no way he could be top 10 in his career. He'll be top 15, 20 his whole career. Can't make that jump.
I mean,
nobody
said that either. But
nobody said that either.
Y'all literally said without y'all. But
no,
Chris
not
said that
literally.
he'll be top 20 for his career, and that'd be cool.
I see where this is going though. You got to think about this early. When you come into the game old, bro.
Swiper, I'm saying Bo Nix 35 touchdowns.
If you don't have if you come into the league already old and you don't have that crazy Joe Burrow.
He wasn't. He was 20, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Joe Burrow was like 27 when he came to the league too. Y'all love Joe Burrow. He was an old ass nigga when he came to the league. 24.
He was 24 QB numbers though.
He was
24.
24.
Nigga.
And
he was a shit in rookie season. He went 29-12 rookie season.
Hold on. But here's the difference. Here's the major.
He went 2-7 towards ACL, and then
the next season, niggas saw what Burrow did. So what you saying don't matter.
Yeah, because he got Jamar Chase. Don't get me started on this conversation.
Here we go.
The same niggas I just hyped up about how he's the number one yak nigga of all time. Joe Burrow got that nigga.
Okay, so when Bo Nix makes Super Bowl, it's going to be Jalen. What I'm going to say.
Y'all do realize that Penix, Bo, and Jaden are all the same names, right? All of them are.
Yeah, but Penix
but they always bring up Bo Hayes though, Swiper. They don't bring up Penix. They don't bring up fucking Jaden Daniels. They always bring up Bo. Like Bo really 35. And only one of them niggas was a game winner Super Bowl. Only one of them niggas. One of them niggas.
That's not true. Jaden was.
Oh, you're right.
Jaden was too. So stop bringing. And he was better than Bo Nix.
But if Bo don't get hurt, he's a Super Bowl winner.
You said something.
You a Patrick Mahomes fan. You sit out like Patrick Mahomes for the season.
Yes, I am Patrick Mahomes fan.
Let me go.
Out of those three guys that Swiper just named, all three of those guys were considered older prospects. That is a big piece of it as far as that is concerned. All three of those guys were considered older prospects.
And then when you look at the three, one is ass, one is smooth, and one is clearly better than both of them.
Who's ass?
Michael
Right now, his ass. Bo Nix is smooth. He's smooth. And then Jaden Daniels is clearly better than both of them.
Well, some of this, y'all, is as simple as this. I don't got a lot of time. I just want to say hello, literally. I didn't even know y'all talking about Bo. I just, whatever happened, right? Energy in the room. But I think some of this is to be as objective as possible, which is I've been about Bo Nix. Everybody can acknowledge that, especially Trent. When he's playing bad, I'll say he played bad. But I'm saying that on top of this is you just never know what's inside of a person, man. Like, I think over the next 5 years, if you told me Bo becomes like a top 10 QB, I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility. But it's also rare for somebody to get into that tier, period, and at least have sustainable level of play. So, like, if this season, like he had 35 touchdowns 2 years ago, his rookie year, if he has a healthier cast this year, if he had 40 touchdowns, I wouldn't be shocked this year. But at the same time, like, if he spends multiple, it's on. Well, I don't. But that's the thing, D-Mac. Like,
but it's not unreasonable. It's not out of the question.
Right.
I start
right.
And it's not to you, Swipe. I start something.
That
early to go back to what we was talking about with Jalen Hurts and shit like that.
Well, this is better. I'm saying.
I'm talking about the production and shit like that. Right. I'm not because remember how you were saying like, oh, the type of quarterback that Jalen Hurts is. You don't know if Smitty can. You know what I'm saying? Can have crazy. Why don't you feel the same with Jalen Waddle and Bo Nix?
Hey, I just want to let y'all know Argentina deep trend, deep out here right now.
Where you at?
They deep
In New York.
Oh yeah.
You know, the game is right down the river, bro. So Argentina, Spain, they are D-Mac. When I say deep,
bro, they was deep in Kansas City. They was deep in Atlanta.
Tell you something. Hey, them Argentinians?
No, early.
Oh.
Early. I'm talking about Team USA 2012 deep. Deep. I seen Kobe walking around just now.
Yo, go walk around, bro. Go have fun, bro. Go have fun.
No, man, look, I just want to let y'all know y'all doing a great job, great show. D-Mac, the chat was after you last episode for glazing Chris Jones, even though clearly he sucked last year. Trent, you weren't here last week. He was defending Chris Jones like that was his wife.
Well, the thing is, D-Mac came up.
I defended him like he's a player.
No, D-Mac came on pod. He was talking about the Chiefs. He did the same thing.
No, but he was talking about Trent. We went through the film. He still wouldn't acknowledge that Chris Jones was in the wrong.
Yes, because
hey, D-Mac, Swipe. You know what I will remember? You know what I will remember? You know what I remember the most about Chris Jones last year? You know what I remember the most about Chris Jones last year? Fucking Trevor Lawrence and this bum ass nigga not getting up off the floor. I will never forget it. I will never forget this bum ass nigga just giving up on a play.
It's a terrible play by Chris Jones. And fortunately, one play does not make an entire season.
Hey, y'all, by the way, I just want y'all to know Lamar Jackson is the most hated first ballot Hall of Famer I've ever seen in my life. Trent, did you see that? 69?
Well, I talk, bro.
Don't. There's nothing. The top 100 isn't worth.
I've been telling people since I've had little words.
Stop
talking about the top. That shit don't matter. It don't.
It mattered at one point.
Wait.
It used to matter at one point.
No, it did not. It never mattered.
It was more like just general
the top
casual.
100 was this is what it was. The top 100 at one point was just an entertaining show you watch in the offseason. You seen on NFL Network. You kept it pushing. But
it used to be. It was a thing where the players actually voted them niggas.
Respectable.
It was respectable, bro. It was respectable, bro. Like who we thought was good, they had good, bro. So if we thought Vontae Davis was a top 5 corner, he was gonna be top 25. Like
but that's what's gonna happen again.
If we go back and look at this list year by year, we can go back and see some egregious shit that happened because the structure of the way that the list is voted on does not make sense. It's never been a well-structured voting perspective. So it's not going to give good results.
I'm actually not mad at Lamar being 69 only because he had a bad season. He was hurt all last season. Ain't like he's 69. He had a 2024 season.
He was still better than Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence was actually damn good last year, though. We talking about this last year. See, that's not fair. That ain't fair. Trevor Lawrence was good. This was his first good season.
This is your early.
Trevor Lawrence was very good last year.
Expose your face.
Trevor Lawrence was very good last year. I do agree.
Trevor Lawrence was good last year. Lamar was hurt.
Lamar was hurt.
Lamar wasn't good. Listen, if you had to buy a CD of Lamar every year,
remember
you would throw that 2026 tape out the window.
Favorite going into 5 games,
so he was nice.
Through the first few weeks. Lamar Jackson was going crazy. Like
and Derrick Henry was fumbling. I know.
He was, but he was, and then he had a little bit of struggle as far as that was.
Trevor Lawrence was beating teams he wasn't
Trevor
supposed to
Lawrence
beat.
had a nice little 6-week run.
You remember what Trevor Lawrence did to y'all? You remember what Parker Washington did to y'all? That's why he hated, because he know they whipped his ass. That's why he hated. That's why he hated, because he know they whipped his ass. And we being honest again, we not no bias, no black, white shit. Trevor Lawrence had a great season last year. It ain't enough for Riddell to be back on the wagon, but he had a good season.
I would say more so very good. He had a great into the season, more so very good, I would say, for the entire of the season.
I would agree. I wouldn't say I'm back on the wagon. The Jags are just a weird team. My guess for how this works.
That was the play with Trevor Lawrence got it done, dog.
My guess for how this works, and this is probably what D-Mac is alluding to, is that when you're getting put in like the top spot, you get a certain amount of points. My guess of what happened is like some people voted for Lamar and some people left him off because he was injured most of the year. And then the accumulation of points because of him being left off ended up him dropping. So I don't think it's really people think he's 69. It's just the way it's
year in and year out.
It's
like it's year in and year out.
It's important for people to understand this. The way that the top 100 is voted on is around mid-November. Around mid-November, as far as the season is concerned, they give a list, a sheet of paper to these players with 20 blank spots, only 20, and they say put your top 20 players of this season onto this list in mid-November. and then they average it out from there, which is a god awful way of trying to figure out who the top 100 players are
I
in
agree.
the season.
It's awful.
So that
Here's
is
my
simple.
problem. Lamar Jackson, he should have been one.
So this is why I say this. The voting structure is flawed, and thus the results are not worth a damn. And they never.
That's not. But that's not. Again, in 2024, I have no idea how Tariq Hill was over him. But in 2024, he was number 2 because he played like a number 2 overall player at that year. But it's a year-based thing. If you have a bad year, they'll put you down.
Okay, here's the
He could have been lower because how bad they were last year.
Early, you're missing it. Early, you're missing it.
The point. You're getting too.
I gotta say something. Okay, no, it will mess. It will fuck up the whole point that you're saying. You're saying that, and then what? 6 spots later, or like 63. The best safety in the league, first team All Pro, Kyle Hamilton is ranked at 63.
Okay, you got it. I'm sorry.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean
take that shit. Move around.
It's not. But this is early. This is my point. I understand why you. And then I think that was actually a really good way of trying to explaining it. We can say that the results are the results. Some years they look fine.
Look, back you want. You ain't got to explain more.
Yeah, it's just. The structure of it is flawed, and thus the results are going to be very flawed as a result. And it's not a specific player thing.
Trent took me in the kitchen. Yeah. He told me to smell. He said, "You don't smell that?" I said, "Yeah, I smell that." He said, "It's the trash. Take it outside." You got it, Trent. You got it.
I think after the 2022
if Kyle Hamilton was 63, yeah, you got it. I
remember after the 2022 season, Austin Eckler was a top 25 player on the NFL top 100. Like I can't.
Hey, so yeah, at the end of the day, a better alternative is if them actually ranking players in the NFL, but the way it's constructed is just very misleading. And they got what they want. They got the clickbait.
Absolutely.
Everybody talking about it. People are crashing out about Lamar Jackson. The reality is the NFL doesn't think Lamar Jackson is this level of quarterback. Now, probably something.
It's only because he don't. Out of all the quarterbacks, he the only one that don't win in the playoff, and that's the only reason.
No, that's not what happened, bro. That's not what happened.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks with playoff success, though. That's the big thing.
Yeah,
but the ones that we love, the other top 5 do have it.
I'm just saying the list that's probably more indicative on like what people think are these top 10 executives.
The ESPN list that at least you're saying hey, we're specifying this position by position. We're polling people around the league, at least that has some real structure to it from that perspective. But you're right. Austin Eckler was 2021 after the 2022 season. And the reason why he was 21st in the National Football League was because a bunch of teams had him on a bunch of these players had him on their fantasy teams. And they were like, oh man, Austin Eckler scored me a bunch of points. He's got to be on my top 20 list.
I will say this much. I know I just sat down with Lamar Jackson people, probably Baltimore satellite. We know, we've all know the famous Earl got checked by some Baltimore people. I just sat down with Lamar Jackson people personally. So I know that there is but his image is not something the NFL wants to basically post. They don't want to post the dark skinned dude with the cornrows or the dread like hair that looks like he's from around the way. This and that. Lamar's the type of guy that go to the corner store in Baltimore and go get him a juicy juice. Like he's one of them. They don't want to post that, and I understand that. But I got to be this guy. I hate to be this guy. Because he isn't productive in the playoffs, it's almost like this, right? You're right. That cop pulled you over because you was black. But you know what you did? Your fucking tag was expired. If he go produce and be a fucking NFL Super Bowl winner like he should, like fucking Jalen bum-ass Jalen Hurts, I promise you can say what you want, but now we can fight it more. Because now you hating Lamar with a Super Bowl or a deep playoff run, I'm like, yeah, nigga, now you just hating. But
the thing is,
I can always bring up this is why I look shits the bed in the playoffs. I can always do that.
This is why I kind of look at everybody sideways, especially with the Lamar with the playoff stuff. All them other guys you speak about, the Josh Allen, the Patrick Mahomes, the Joe Burrows, the Jalen Hurts, they defense give them double-digit turnovers when they make it to the Super Bowl. Versus Lamar Jackson, his defense don't do shit for him.
2023.
So on top of that, you speak about 1 year, and they only got 3 turnovers that whole playoff thing.
They only had one game.
What year did we have double-digit turnovers?
Yeah, 2 games.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you. So they showed a stat where if you totaled the whole playoffs of all of them top 4 quarterbacks, they defense get way more turnovers than the Ravens.
So explain. I'm a shut Patrick Mahomes out in the second half, and you can't do nothing.
This is what I'm trying to explain to everybody. Yeah, cool. If you just want to get that one game, though, it's funny how.
But that's his opportunity. That's it. Wait. I'm gonna allow you to finish. But you can't. It's tough to do that when that is the AFC Championship game with the Super Bowl on the line. That is the furthest he's made in the playoffs. He had it at home. He had a great defense on his side. That was his chance, and he wasn't able to get it done.
Everybody else who had that level of defense at least made the Super Bowl. So even if you want to go Joe, when Joe had a great defense, he at least made the Super Bowl. When Patrick Mahomes has a great defense, he at least made the Super Bowl. Hell, even when Brock Purdy had a good defense, he at least made the Super Bowl. Shit, Sam Darnold. When you have a defense that good, you have to make it. And again, Lamar, the reason why we get Lamar all the time because he's so great. It's so underwhelming. He is so great. You just like Lamar, be Lamar.
That's why I say, bro, people pick and choose, bro. In a game that close where points is hard to come by, Zay Flowers fumbling that ball, crucial. Kills the whole everything.
But there's also a Lamar Jackson pick that was terrible in that game.
Or Lamar Jackson fumble that was bad.
At the end of the game to a tight end, bro, when the game was just pretty much over. The run game
the game's not over.
The game was not over. The game was not over at all.
The game was pretty much over.
Wait.
There was 5 minutes left and they had timeouts. The game is not close.
This is where when I'm talking about over, bro, ain't nobody getting open.
But
like,
see,
ain't
this
nobody
is where niggas start to come hate Lamar, bro, because on the flip side, you on the flip side, you got people dragging it, saying all this shit, but then you trying to defend the bad shit that he did and not acknowledging it, bro. Like,
you
bro,
just gotta acknowledge that was
prime example, right?
That was an opportunity he did not take advantage of.
I'm acknowledging
prime example last year, right? You played the Steelers. Yes, that kicker missed the kick. My nigga, make the fucking pass to DeAndre Hopkins, bro. To give yourself more down. Make that pass.
I get what you're saying on that part. I'm not hearing that shit last year though.
No, I mean again, I understand kick or miss, but again, you have to Lamar has been put in situations where you have to make the play. And again, even like when niggas talk about the what's your man name? The Mark Andrews shit. Like, bro, that's not act like again, Mark Andrews dropped that pass. You're right, absolutely, man. You fucked up.
He also fumbled too.
Yeah. My nigga, you played like dog shit the entire first half and put your team in a deficit. If you play good the entire first half, we don't come down to the game where we barely got to. I always say, don't crash my car and then fix it and make me. I'm supposed to thank you. No, nigga, you're supposed to fix my shit.
If you're gonna crash the car, then you have to fix it. You can't say, this guy didn't help me.
It's a slippery.
You have to be the one to fix it.
It's the slippery slope from that shit from the 2024 season because I get it. I give Lamar some type of blame, but if a nigga said they lost that game because of Mark Andrews, I'm not fighting back at that shit at all.
I don't have any issues with fighting back on that. You can't say that Lamar absolved of blame the same way that you didn't say that 2023.
I'm not going to all the way give 2024.
2023.
Bama, before you
can give Zay Flowers real blame, but you also have to acknowledge that Lamar Jackson didn't play like he needed to get that team to the Super Bowl.
I agree with you.
I just got one question. How come Lamar Jackson has to be Superman in order for him to win? Why he can't have 188 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and win the game? Why he can't be in that seat? What Josh Allen was in? Because you sitting there talking about, he crashed a car versus Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't do shit.
Yeah, but he also didn't make mistakes. He game managed the game. That's what he did.
Well,
he didn't make any mistakes.
Your point is fair, Bama, but this is the thing for me. I hold these guys accountable according to these things because I think it's important to then contextualize what happens with Josh Allen further into that playoffs where he has the chance to, in the game, get his team to the Super Bowl, ball in his hands, 3 minutes left, and he doesn't do it. And that is a playoff failure for Josh Allen too. So you hold these guys accountable for these things. They have to have it on their shoulders. Josh Allen's wild card stats are amazing, but as the games can progressively get further on, they start to go down the lead. So all of these, and this is the point that I wanted to get to earlier, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, these guys are all in a tier, in my opinion, that are above the rest of the quarterbacks as far as compared to the rest of the National Football League. And you have to clear a certain bar as far as level of play to get into that tier. But when we start talking about separating these guys by minute details in the tier, that's when you talk about, hey, what are you doing in the playoffs to elevate your team? That's when these conversations come about for Lamar Jackson.
I would agree.
Go ahead,
hold on, Bama. So, because I don't want to make it like a Lamar thing necessarily, but at the same time, I do think there needs to be some level of recognition on Lamar's faults in his playoff games because I just looked at it. He played 8 playoff games. In his 8 playoff games, he has 7 interceptions, 7 fumbles, and 4 fumbles for loss. Don't you think at some point we got to really look at Lamar like, bro, what are you doing? Because even if you want to bring up
all that, see when you go to them stats, that's why I say, bro, it drives me crazy because what about the play calling?
But why is it always one thing though? It's always another nigga fault.
Wait. In 2023, They only ran the ball 6 times. That's not on
crazy.
Lamar.
No, that was
a coach.
But why did that happen? You have to ask
the coach. The coach is sitting there with a clipboard, D-Mac.
No.
Instead of running the ball, he talking about something. He acting like the media, talking about Lamar win us this game. No, he don't.
When we went into that game, we had a plan. We were going to play base defense consistently. We had Leo Chanel go out there every single down, make sure that he was out there with 3 linebackers. We said they are not going to be able to beat us on the ground today. They are going to have to beat us through the air. So the reason why that they run the ball only 6 times on the ground is because that was what the defense is dictating. You're going to have to drop back and beat us. And that was a strategy that worked because Lamar was not able to do so. And that is not 100% on Lamar Jackson. You can nitpick things as far as the weapons. I know Andrews was coming back from injury. Obviously, the coaching staff and what they were designing as far as passing concepts, you can certainly nitpick that as well. But also, Lamar didn't make those plays that he had to, as far as that is concerned. So
Batman, we stacking 9 in the box, and you blaming a nigga for not running the ball. You crazy, bro? Like ass, nigga.
D-Mac, 6 times is not helping your quarterback.
That's fair.
I'm not a defense. It's not making the defense be honest. It's allowing them to sit there and spags and run that crazy ass high cover 2. What he was doing,
absolutely.
He put everybody in the box with that shit. That high ass cover 2 with the middle linebacker sit back deep. That Tampa 2, he allowed everybody to put that shit in the box. That's when Lamar threw the pick. So
and he couldn't make the play.
What I'm saying is, as a coach, even though the initial game plan was for you to stop my run game, right? If I see y'all getting back like that on the pass, well, I'm gonna go right back to the run.
But the reason that happens is because you put in a situation where you have to drop back to pass. That is the big piece of it.
I just think, bro, only running the ball 6 times, they don't help him at all, bro.
I think we're normally fair when it comes to
and I'm glad they had Cooper Rush. Pretty much what we saw, and I'm glad they got rid of John Harbaugh, is pretty much, hey, bro, I ain't even finna look at my clipboard. Lamar Jackson win us this game. I'm finna go over here, put my hands in my pants, and go snuggle up with my teddy bear. I'm finna go to sleep. Wake me up when we win, Lamar. And that's why they got his ass up out of there, bro. Sometimes it boils down. Do you think that it's going to change? We blame Lamar, but a lot of times it's the coaching.
So do you think it's
here's why I got to be nice?
Wait, early. Wait, do you think that's changed now, Bama?
This year we'll see. I think they got a new coach, fresh face, younger guy. So I think with them younger coaches, they ready to prove themselves, ready to prove their worth. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be a good year for Lamar this year. I think it makes it to the Super Bowl.
My point is
I'm bold. I think they make it to the Super Bowl this year.
I am fine with holding John Harbaugh accountable. I think that he's a great coach by any means. It's not like they've had great offensive systems as far as that is concerned. I thought Todd Monken did some nice things, but at the end of the day, it comes down to
special teams coach at the end of the day. Whatever.
I love Lamar Jackson. There is literally, especially out of these 4 that we're discussing, no quarterback I would rather actually see win a Super Bowl as far as the AFC is concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but the reality of the situation is this: it's going to get late early. And he's got to get this done sooner rather than later. We can't continue to push it off and say, hey, this next coach is going to come in, it's going to change it. This next guy's going to come in, they're going to bring in a wide receiver, X, Y, and Z. At a certain point, he's got to get it done. And in the biggest game that he's played in his career, he had an awful game. That's the reality of his playoff success to this point.
It's almost like who I could compare Lamar to. No funny, it's like a Luka, right? I tell you one time, Luka never won a championship or MVP. I just don't think so. I think that Lamar had a moment and a time, but again, the way the game progresses, my nigga, you better hurry up because now new guys are coming in, and now it could be really hard for you. This Denver team is getting better. This Texas defense is elite. If she just try to have a bounce back season, that could be hard for you. It's like, we're getting to a point to where Lamar about to be 30, and nigga, we can look in 5 years, he's still to have a Super Bowl because other teams are getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're really looking at you like, my nigga, we're looking the way we look at Charles Barkley. We're looking the way we look at Dan Marino. And you were great, my nigga, but you never got it done when it mattered. And that will be a stain on him because that is something that anytime you bring him up, a nigga will bomb on him about. Oh, man, but Lamar ain't never won shit. Like, he had a time, and it didn't happen. Same way, Josh Allen might be on the same stint, nigga. Last year was your time to go to Super Bowl. You let Drake May get there. Like, this can hurt you, dog. This can really hurt you. And again, because you have so many games where you fucked up and you made mistakes on top of the team making mistakes too, it don't help you. I can say right now, with no problem, Matthew Stafford didn't lose that game, but the bitch-ass nigga who dropped the punt lost the game. Matthew Stafford did everything he could to win that game, and they dropped the punt, and the game was never the same. Lamar has made plays that fucked up the team. It was a fumble. It was a time we should have ran, we didn't. It was an overthrow pass. It was like he's made those plays in the playoffs that hurt his case. Again, there have been games where Lamar, again, who he supposed to be, he don't be that. And that be the problem. I want to become a playoff riders and playoff droppers. My nigga Lamar is a 40 TD, 41 TD, 6-pick nigga, the 48 touchdown, whatever. When you get to the playoffs, my nigga, you turn to a whole different person.
Because
but Bama, my thing is, the conversation is the tier 1, like D-Mac said before. Also, I don't like your Luka comparison. The conversation is tier 1.
I said Wemby and Shea now, nigga, he'll never touch a championship.
Whatever. Anyhow, so if the conversation is tier 1, we also understand that these quarterbacks like Mahomes, you can certain circumstances on why he's not able to win the game, whether it's the offensive line or whether it's something else regarding the incompetency regarding the receiving core, or even in the Josh Allen game when the turnover regarding Dalton Kincaid. You can blame Josh Allen because you probably should, but also you could blame the tight end for not catching the ball. You could also do the same thing with Joe Burrow, of course, when it comes down to his offensive line or defense. Like there's always context, but I'm sure you've done this, which we all do. All of them in the same tier for the most part. You could argue Mahomes is higher. All of them in the same tier. Your expectation is that they perform at their highest level when it matters most. So it's odd when we're doing like putting context with Mahomes, blaming Mahomes, blaming Allen, blaming Burrow, regardless of context, and then Lamar, who objectively had the worst playoff resume compared to the other three, and we're not doing the same thing for him.
Well, and for everything you name, Riddell, that we can complain about Lamar not having, I can literally say other niggas saying, so you go, Lamar got a receiver core. So what the fuck did Patrick Mahomes have in 2023? Lamar got a good coach. But y'all been shitting on Jalen Hurts coaches, offensive coordinators for the last 4 years.
Nigga, I would trade.
You would not trade the 03 and 23 fucking receiver core for Lamar. Don't stupid shit.
I would clone that weekend's receivers.
You about to be the bullshit.
Receiver core 6 times for Travis Kelce.
You about to be the bullshit.
You about to be the bullshit. Literally was actively losing this game. You would not want anything.
Are you serious?
Travis Kelce's not better than the whole fucking Ravens receiver core, bro.
I would still have to go on my savings account with Travis Kelce. I could clone that weekend.
In 2023, Patrick Mahomes literally had a bad first half in the Super Bowl, comes in the second half, throws a pick, they do nothing with it. This nigga, I remember it vividly. This nigga, I don't know if he gave Travis Kelce a look. I don't know if he whispered in his ear. Them niggas locked in. The way I've never seen two niggas, maybe Jerry Rice and fucking Jamal Turner. They locked in and was like, let's go win this game, and single-handedly started dousing them niggas.
Here's the thing, though.
But Patrick Mahomes got there with the worst receiver core I've seen.
Hold on. But here's the thing, though.
Fucking Sky Moore in the game.
Take Mahomes out this equation. The nigga's in a tier of his own. Name somebody else.
They got somewhere with a bad receiver core?
No, I'm just saying, like, take him because I'm saying Mahomes.
I wouldn't take 2024 Josh Allen receiver core over Lamar's either.
They didn't make the Super Bowl.
But he's saying that nobody else has had playoff success for real. That's what his point is.
I'm saying like, what do you like? I'm confused. They didn't make the Super Bowl.
Oh well, you know he missed a name. He missed a name, Matthew Stafford.
When Joe Burrow made it, he had Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and the defense playing last
we all recognize that Stafford had a great surround.
Matthew Stafford has a godlike offensive situation.
And on top of that, we talking about
he deserves
it. We talking about
Josh
Allen with an average receiver core and a good run game, a la what Lamar Jackson quote unquote has. The nigga had 4 turnovers in one game, sending super chats right before halftime. Lamar ain't
and you criticized him.
Bama.
We criticized him.
You criticized him. That's the point.
Bama, to this point, this is why I mentioned earlier about Josh Allen. As the rounds go on, it gets worse from this perspective. And I mentioned again, he failed on that one game-winning drive in 2024 that he had the opportunity to. He failed on a game-winning drive opportunity in the 2023 divisional round versus us. He failed, obviously, in that Broncos game last year as well. So with all of these guys, you can I wouldn't even say nitpick, you can rightfully criticize their playoff thing, which to me, Josh Allen has performed, I would say, generally better, even understanding the wild card context, better than Lamar Jackson and even Joe Burrow from that perspective. But even still, it's not significant enough. And the fact that he hasn't gotten to the Super Bowl, well, I would say his playoff performance is like head and shoulders above these guys. It's just difficult to say, hey, that's where you separate yourself. That's why I say that really all these guys in the tier, and Mahomes is the guy that's actually proven it in that tier.
And Josh Allen got the he can at least say, hey man, a lot of times I would be losing that Patrick Mahomes nigga, man. It's just hard to beat him. Man, but guess what, Lamar?
But he's also beat Lamar twice.
Lamar. You can't beat me though. I can't beat Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, nigga, that's Goku. That's Goku. See, nigga, I'm Krillin and you Vegeta. I move in your ass.
You can't beat Joe Burrow either.
On the coaching level.
That is true. He also lost.
This is why I'm gonna get you with the Kansas City Chiefs too. At least, even though you can talk about the lack of stuff that y'all have, at least you have an offensive coordinator and a coach that protects Patrick Mahomes from himself. A lot of the times, Patrick Mahomes.
What do we protect him with?
You niggas did not fuck with Andy Reid when he was in Philadelphia. I hate y'all do that now, bro.
I want Bam. What do you mean? What are we protecting him with? Is my question. What are we protecting him with?
So a lot of the times with Patrick Mahomes, because he does have the crazy arm, he'll just start shot checking.
What are we protecting?
Why y'all lost versus the Cincinnati Bengals that 2021?
Yeah, 2021. Yeah.
What did Andy Reid win
before? But what I will tell you from what I can see, what I can see from going there, from what I can see going forward, when y'all continue to win them championships with Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, bro, a lot of times y'all will calm it down because Patrick Mahomes will get into that part to where he turns into Brett Favre, and you can just see from the play call they dial it back a little bit. Whether they run some little bullshit underneath it, regardless of what it is, they dial it back a little bit, which further my point. Even when you have the great Patrick Mahomes, bro, it still comes down to coaching in certain situations. So this game don't get it because you just said it in the playoffs. Each possession is very crucial. It's very crucial. So I had respect for Andy Reid. I had respect for Bieniemy, bro, because before the game get too far out of hand, they was masters of understanding their team, bro. Let me throw some real quick. Let me implement some real quick in here because Patrick is getting a little antsy. Let me calm him down. And then Mahomes, what happened when they call that play? Then the next play, Mahomes.
I disagree.
But then what happened? Hold on. So then what happens? So then what happens when it's 18 seconds on the fucking clock? Patrick Mahomes doing this little thing. And then we down 3. And we down 3. And we ain't got to tell Patrick Mahomes nothing. We can sit the fuck back and say, hey, Pat, go tie this go up, and we're going to win this game. There are things that Patrick Mahomes does that Lamar has never. No, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. There are things, I don't like Patrick Mahomes. I can't stand the nigga. There are things that Patrick Mahomes does. Like, again, I have, in my lifetime, 30 years on this earth, there's only one nigga I've seen. And that's Tom fucking Brady. Well, I knew if he was never out the game, bro. Lamar you ain't never had Lamar step on the field. You thought to yourself, for sure we winning the game. Even when the time is low as fuck. Like, the point. You tried to know my point. No, I'm going to hit your point because you try to make it seem as if we calm Patrick Mahomes down. Okay, if you want to say it's time when they calm Patrick Mahomes, cool. But there are so many times where they let Patrick Mahomes rock because he's fucking Patrick Mahomes, and we ain't got to see a clipboard. Hey, we know what the job is, nigga. You gonna do you. Go finish the game, Pat. Lamar ain't got that.
Bama, the disagreement that I would have is I think that your point is right up until 2021 because there were times in which we did have to settle him down. Now, I will disagree specifically in the 2019 Super Bowl because he was doing a little shot chucking thing, but at the end of the day, their answer to that was to say, hey, we just need you to keep shot chucking. That led to the Wasp play to Tyreek Hill, which is a play that Andy Reid has never been able to run with any other quarterback he's ever had. But Patrick Mahomes made it work. That led to the pass to Sammy Watkins down the sideline after he cooked Richard Sherman as well. So that was his answer in 2019. 2020 didn't necessarily need one. That was more of the offensive line issue. It's a whole different conversation. Right. 2021, I agree with you in that second half of the Bengals. He absolutely got over his skis. He was throwing the ball up. He was completely out of sorts. And that's, in my opinion, the worst playoff games that played, even with the Super Bowl that he played in 2024. My thing that I think it's outdated is this. After that AFC Championship game versus the Bengals, the entire reorienting of the offense was not based around we are going to allow Patrick Mahomes to continue to do his thing, and then we're going to calm him down if he needs to. Patrick Mahomes changed the type of quarterback he was to be more of the efficient, quick game. We can go to the short intermediate on this time because we needed to, because we didn't have Tyreek Hill. We didn't have Sammy Watkins. We had to make this work with Juju, with MVS, and obviously Travis Kelce as the leader with as far as the weapons are concerned. That wasn't an elite run game that we could lean on as far as that aspect. That wasn't a thing that we can calm him down. We had some screens that certainly did have that aspect of it. I'll certainly give you that from an Andy Reid perspective. But for 2022, when we were an amazing offense and that's what led us there, that was about Patrick Mahomes' evolution as a quarterback, not Andy Reid from a coaching staff perspective. And then you go to 2023, it got worse. Eric Bieniemy left, Nat Nagy's in, everything fall off the course. MVS and Kadarius Toney
Mahomes said, "Don't need him
against them.
Don't need him."
And Patrick Mahomes understood what he needed to do from ball control perspective, especially in the playoffs, to get this team over the hump. So I think that your point is understandable, but I think you missed why that evolution happened for the way Patrick Mahomes played.
D-Mac, even now, D-Mac,
it was him himself.
Even now, I've never seen a nigga get older and have to use his legs. Normally, niggas get very young and get older. This nigga's gotten older and said, "Dog, because we have no running game, I got to be the running game, bro." And literally, it's the running game.
Did not do a good job in protecting
the nigga you would say, "Hey, we ain't worried about him running the ball." He will burn you in the run game, nigga. Will burn you. Like, no, Patrick Mahomes, again, I give him a hard time. I was happy when he got hurt. I prayed to God about it. I'm sorry. But, nigga, he is, when we speaking about Patrick Mahomes, dog, respectfully, his first year touching a football is better than any Lamar Jackson year ever. That's crazy.
Okay.
The first time I touched the football for a full season, my nigga, I was
there's context to that. He was in an amazing
I know. I'm just saying.
Hold on, here's the issue.
Yo, clip early saying that.
I say you're bringing up a top 2 quarterback ever. Again,
but why is he top 2?
You said what?
Why is he top 2?
But yes, early. But his point is, we shouldn't even.
Why do you think he's top 2?
Because his ability.
So,
It's his ability, and he's won. But again, in this shit, take him out. Nigga, he's in a totality. Patrick Mahomes, compared to all these niggas in the league, is in a tier above himself. Take him out. Who else are you talking about?
Matthew Stafford.
The fuck out of here, boy. That shit fries.
Matthew Stafford.
That shit.
Are you hold on? Trent, no trolling. Are you asking me? Are you asking me who's the next best quarterback after
I'm saying when you're talking about like the playoff shit with Lamar and this, like you're comparing him to the best quarterback of this shit.
No, but we're comparing to his top 4. Trent, realistically, Trent, and again, no trolling, no that. I'm serious.
You take
Mahomes. Who would you? Cool. Mahomes out there. Who would you rather have, Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson in the playoffs?
Nigga, bro, I already told
I'm asking, bro. We not trolling. I'm not trying to be. You ain't trying to clickbait. None of that shit.
It depends on what the situation, what shit looks like, bro. Because I done seen Joe Burrow make the Super Bowl, and for half of the games that he played in that year, that nigga was Reginald. I didn't seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it. Lamar can't be Reginald in the playoffs. He do that shit, they're automatically losing. It's happened every time. There hasn't been a time the Ravens have won a playoff game and Lamar was mid.
So you rather have Lamar over Joe Burrow in the playoffs?
I don't think,
bro. Even when they play Texas,
I just want you to, and that's the problem. The fact that you even had to think about it, and how Joe Burrow played the playoffs, that's my problem. He's been that bad. So when you have to fight yourself to go,
no. When you ask a question like Lamar, Josh Allen in the playoffs, I'm taking Josh Allen because there's been multiple,
absolutely,
multiple. Okay, then I don't think.
And I'm naming, but I knew that. That's why I named Joe Burrow. I didn't name Josh Allen. I didn't name Matthew Stafford. I named Joe Burrow. He even fights with Joe Burrow.
I don't think Joe Burrow is this level of player performance where you should be asking that question, because it just depends on what the team is, what the situation is.
We know what Matthew Stafford is. Again, we talk about the top 5. We know what Matthew. We know what John. We know what Pat is. We know what Josh is at times. The fact that I'm going to the second worst guy other than Lamar, and I'm telling you to compare, and again, you said he ain't been that great, but the fact that you got to think about it is the problem we have with Lamar, because it shouldn't be. When it comes to I have to think about it. He's been that bad.
I agree.
When it comes to players, everybody knows shit gets dialed in, keyed in way more than it is in a regular season. In a playoff setting, I've literally seen Joe Burrow with the shit that we've been begging for Lamar to get, begging for since the nigga has been in the league. Play mid as fuck and make the Super Bowl. I haven't seen it with my own eyes compared. This nigga has to deal with fucking the Willie Sneeds, the fucking them niggas of the world, and he has to play perfect for them to win. That's
but he doesn't. But he doesn't. Lamar.
You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm not saying he had like. You get what I'm saying, though, bro. You get what I'm saying.
I hear you, but
Lamar has to be exceptional. He has to be good for them to win all the time. All the time.
I understand what you're saying. I'm going to say that. Right. I understand what you're saying. I think the Joe Burrow conversation, if you want it to be lax because he hasn't been in the playoffs for a couple of years, I'm there with you. I do think sometimes the Super Bowl run can be overrated, but overall, I think Joe Burrow is a good playoff performer. The thing about Lamar Jackson, and you could probably criticize the receiving core, but he also does drop. He does make bad mistakes in the situation, and they highly emphasize his deficiencies, forcing him to be a drop back passer. So in a situation where you just like manage the game, and then we can maybe in like 2023 where we could coax on that elite all-time defense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Probably could have won.
2023, no excuses. I already told you that shit is that shit. I'm not defending that shit at all. He choked. That shit was god awful. The fumble. Well, then the fumble, the pick, all that shit was dog shit. That shit was terrible. I would never defend 2023. I'm saying this when you compare to other.
I'm not tripping on 2023 on Trent, but it was also bad coaching too, bro.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so too. Even though like you run only like. But
Bama, you say that he had a bad game that game.
He had a bad game, but I just also it's a mixture.
That's fine. That's fine. It's a mixture, but you also have to say he had a bad game.
The pressure to have to play perfect every playoff game, bro.
But objectively, he didn't have to play perfect that game. He just had to be good.
He just played bad.
He just had to be.
He didn't have to be.
Only running
the
ball.
But Bama, I agree to the point though. The ability for Joe Burrow to have that 2021 run where he wasn't necessarily elite as far as that run was concerned, that doesn't exist for Lamar Jackson. I agree with that. Josh Allen in that game versus the Ravens didn't have to be elite to win that game versus them. I agree. That possibility doesn't really exist for Lamar. But that specific game, you just got to say he just was bad, and it didn't necessarily need him to be perfect to get him over the hump there. He just was bad.
The playoff argument, bro, it should just sometimes compare, like, it should get unfortunate because it be niggas that be having God squads or God-like offensive situation to where it makes them easier to perform versus a nigga like Lamar who hasn't had that situation literally ever. So it's just like, I don't know how to really.
But that's all we want. And you're right. You're right. I can give you that, Trent, but that's all we want. Again, Lamar wins a bowl, bro. A lot of this shit just go. That's the thing about it, bro. It's almost like, no funny, right? I always say, like, a motherfucker that's like fat. That ain't, no, I don't know. I don't feel bad for you. We can always lose weight. Nigga, one playoff win, bro, this shit just evaporates, nigga. One Super Bowl, this nigga, even just making Super Bowl, it evaporates, bro. A lot of niggas who be hating on Lamar, dog, that shit will die the fuck down, bro. It shut the fuck up.
Well, I don't know. Go ahead. So I was just gonna say, I don't know. Even in a loss, like if he makes a Super Bowl and still loses, he has to play at like an elite level. If he like wins a Super Bowl on some 13-10 shit, I don't think they're going to let that go. I think they're going to drag him a little bit more. Kenya, I think so, because all they're going to do is talk about how bad he played.
Kenya, he can have a Sam Darnold like run where only one of them games was a good game. Because again, nigga, I don't care what anybody say. That Rams game, he did his thing. But the rest of that was all Ken Walker. He can have that type of run, and I promise you, we put Lamar up there, bro. We put it up there.
Oh yeah. If you're comparing it to Sam Darnold, then yes. But if it's like that Tom Brady when they were just having a bunch of field goals left and right, that's not good enough for Lamar.
I think the thing.
I disagree because Peyton Manning. I would say Peyton Manning is
the worst.
Are overrated.
Well, not the Broncos one, the Colts one, because the Colts one is important. That the big thing about the Colts one, and this is why it stamped him, because he was
also bad.
He was no, he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
He won an MVP though.
He was not. He was considered a
his
loser
second Super Bowl too. People try to give him like that.
He doesn't deserve it. For the Colts specifically, and this is what colors the rest of Peyton Manning's career as a result of this. Peyton Manning was 30 in 2006. Prior to that, for his 20s, he was considered a loser because he continued to fail as far as the playoffs was concerned. And that loses some of the context. Vanderjagt missed 2 key kicks in 2 separate playoff games that contributed to losses. The defenses that he had weren't necessarily all that great. Obviously, some of the weapons occasionally had drops as far as those games are concerned. And you can say some of that stuff for Lamar too. But all of that gets pushed aside because you don't get it done. So you're a loser up until the point that you do. That 2006 AFC Championship game versus the Patriots, he stepped up in the way that he needed to, won that game. He had a middle of the pack, fine Super Bowl win against the Saints, and then that colors the rest of his career. He is,
and you know what they say now, D-Matt? He's one of the greatest regular season quarterbacks of all time, and he got 2 Super Bowls. Because if you watch them, you know that Broncos shit, young, right. And even the first Super Bowl,
right.
But it was still nasty versus the fucking Bears.
But because he stamped himself with the Colts, that then colors the rest of his playoffs. And this is the thing that I wanted to say as far as the rest of these guys. It's like this is why I do place an emphasis on being able to prove in the playoffs, because we talk about Joe Burrow getting to that Super Bowl and still losing. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen not being able to get to the Super Bowl. Some of these other guys that are lesser guys that have been in the league for a long time, the Daks of the world, and obviously Matthew Stafford prior to being on the Rams, these guys have had these opportunities and not been able to get over that hump, because playoff performance is very freaking difficult in the NFL from a quarterback perspective because of all the things that we know. The game planning is another notch level, because you've got a season worth of tape on these guys to understand what their tendencies are. Everything ratchets up. These guys are rested as far as that's concerned. Everything just goes up for another level as far as what you're facing. So that's why I do place an emphasis on it, because it's important. And I think
it separates the man from the boys.
It does. And this is why I want to ask you guys this question. I think we all can say from, each one of these guys, Joe Burrow, we can nitpick the 2021 Super Bowl and the fact that he hasn't really been in the playoffs consistently since then. Lamar Jackson.
I also want to add that Joe Burrow the year after had a really impressive playoff run.
He did. He played well. That's why I say I don't think that he's been bad in the playoffs. I think it's been, kind of a mixed bag as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, but my thing is
wait. Early.
Let him finish.
Lamar Jackson, I think obviously we say that we have real criticism about his playoff performances, even though I think he's been let down by the weapons, not necessarily had the best of situations at times. And I think that he has actually carried them to a playoff win and been very good in other playoff games versus the Texans too. But and then Josh Allen, we talked about, hey, as these rounds go on, he has some issues as far as that's concerned. It's not as great as his wild card stats. And these last 3 years, we've seen him have game-winning drive opportunities and not been able to get done. So you can criticize all three of these guys that we're talking about in that upper tier. That's why I think we all exist to say, whoever finally does get it done is going to be considered a made man in the same way that Peyton Manning got made.
Out of them three.
That's worth mentioning from this.
My problem with the whole Lamar Jackson hate shit, and there is hate. Again, I admit there is hate, but the problem is that not winning in the playoffs, that ain't changed, nigga. We done gave everybody a hard time. You know the hard time we gave John Elway? You know the hard time we gave Peyton Manning? You know the hard time we gave Steve Young about that one of the most vivid things is him finally getting the monkey off his back when they take the we've given every nigga who was great, who didn't win a Super Bowl, who didn't make a playoff run, we gave him a hard time. It don't change for Lamar. Every nigga got it until they won. They got it. And the ones who didn't get it, we still shit on them to this day. So it don't change. We make it seem like, oh, nigga giving them. No, everybody get it. When you don't win the playoffs and we consider you great, you get shitted on. We don't give a fuck. We don't care if you white, you black, you get shitted on. Because at the end of the day, if we think you great, the last piece of that is win a Super Bowl. Win a Super Bowl.
100%. That's why
I don't think no other quarterback that's won a Super Bowl or ain't won a Super Bowl had this level of weaponry Lamar had. Y'all expect Lamar to take bottom 5 weapons and elevate them to Super Bowls just because he won the MVP.
Wait, I have a question. Do you expect Josh Allen to take his bottom 5 weapons to the Super Bowl?
I mean,
so then you should expect the same thing from Lamar. I understand that his weapons are bad.
What happened with his bottom 5 weapons? 4 turnovers in one game.
But when you had those quote unquote bottom 5, when you had them quote unquote bottom 5 weapons, there are niggas who have done it with the same bottom 5 weapons. Y'all make up another excuse. Well, we go Patrick Mahomes did it. Well, Tom Brady did it. Well, the defense was there. Okay, well, what about the year 2023? Well, he had a defense and the receiver core wasn't that bad. Well, the coaching, it's like you always pushing the blame somewhere else.
And I don't want to give excuses for like the terrible.
Gronk and Travis Kelce are way better weapons than Lamar.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, can we stop?
Not in 2023.
Can we stop having like revisionist histories on some of these weapons? Like, at a certain point, Mark Andrews is like a top 3 tight end in the NFL.
Exactly. I was about to say
because Lamar Jackson,
Mark Andrews, and you give me Mark Andrews, and you giving me Zay Flowers.
So now it's Lamar. Okay. So Lamar gets all the credit.
So this is what I have to explain to a lot of people, right? Okay, just because you have a good regular season, in the regular season, right? Everybody's just not finna sit up there. Hey man, we finna treat Andrews like the number 1 tight end in the NFL. No, we're just trying to win the game without revealing our hand as much as possible. Once you get to the playoffs, boy, I'm putting down everything. Now I'm going to treat Zay Flowers like a number 1. I'm going to treat him like Jamar Chase. I'm going to treat Andrews. My point exactly. I'm going to treat Andrews like Travis Kelce. Now, when they get in the playoffs, they're facing a way more condensed defense where everybody is focused on them. So when we focus on these sorry ass receivers, right, you get to see they start dropping passes. They can't get off the press. They can't do nothing. They can't create no type of separation. But now what y'all saying is, well, Lamar, since you able to win MVP, you got to figure out how to still get it to these guys. When I could go point to where Travis Kelce is dropping. When Mahomes did that little check in the little Super Bowl, he dropped that DB. He dropped the nigga, had him reaching. Lamar would never have that in that crucial situation.
But I can be nasty say Lamar might not make the throw.
Can I make a timeout? Can I make a timeout?
If I'm being nasty,
what was the biggest play that Lamar had in the AFC Championship game?
The biggest play he had?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think.
There is one very specific play.
I think I know. Wait, I think I know. Wasn't it that tipped pass that went up in the air and he caught it while he was running?
Well, that was an insane play for the record. But
if it wasn't that one, okay, but that was one.
Not that one I was thinking of. No, nor was the touchdown to Zay Flowers. Though I think it was awesome. Hey, I will say that's fair. Second biggest play that he had in that game.
Okay.
Was it the Mark Andrews throw?
No, not the Mark Andrews play. No.
What's the pick? Oh, no.
No, it's the one that gets them in position that leads to the Zay Flowers fumble. Because Zay Flowers absolutely cooks the way that we were in that defense. It was actually a really good pass design. They put L'Jarius Sneed in the quarter half. They ran two guys off, and then Zay Flowers was open down the field. So, and this is only my point of saying it. These guys can have these weapons, be able to make plays for them. That does happen. To your point, Bama, some of these things are limited for what you have to do with these other guys too. But to act like Lamar Jackson just had awful weapons, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that he had below average weapons. I think it's perfectly fair to say. But I'd also say the same thing about Mahomes in that 2023 game as well. So those
Deion Branch, Tom Brady years.
And I agree with you guys as far as comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. I don't like doing that because one guy has done it, and the other two guys that we're talking about in this tier 4 have not done it. But it is worth saying, hey, don't make that comparison because these other guys have had their things that they've had to deal with too, and that's held them back too. At a certain point, you do have to elevate above that, and I think that applies to Lamar Jackson. I think that applies to Josh Allen. I think that applies to Joe Burrow as well because that is the standard of being the elite quarterback. To be a made man, you have to win and you have to elevate.
And when you and his thing, D-Mac, when you win, everybody got a moment. Everybody, you got to have that moment, and when that moment comes. You got Eminem. You got to hoop yourself up in the moment. You won't like you have to. We talking about Mendoza. Mendoza last year, Natty. You needed that play. We needed that. We needed that. Like everybody have a moment. There's a moment that you have to overcome. Your receiver core, your O-line, your coaching, everyone who's won has had a moment where I did some shit. The people who've won, yes, they have.
That's not true. You just got to get one person. You got to get one person to buy into what you selling, bro. And that was Travis Kelce. And when Brady was playing, that was Gronk, bro. You got to get one. Or you got to get one of your weapons to buy into what you trying to sell,
Zay Flowers
bought it. You still have to have a moment. You still have to have a moment.
Doo-doo. He's
not good like that. Even I've come to understand that Zay Flowers is not.
Keep bringing up Zay Flowers. He is a good little
what's up with that? You see what I'm saying with the doodle shit, and that's what we have a hard time because you will shit on people to make Lamar not the bad guy or make Lamar. That's not fair, bro. It's niggas who can use Zay Flowers, bro, and you being nasty. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
He's a slot receiver, bro, but he's not a primary weapon, bro.
There are so many things. So would you rather have Zay Flowers or Shakir?
Zay Flowers.
I'll go Shakir.
That's that bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah, you're crazy. No, the one thing Zay Flowers has that nobody talks about is his yak abilities. Zay Flowers has pretty good yak, if you're being honest. He's a really good threat. He has better.
That is that bullshit. This nigga said, "I'd rather have."
No, you wouldn't.
Because that's what. Hey,
I would rather Zay be on Josh Allen's team. I wish Josh Allen had Zay Flowers.
I want to be clear about this. I actually think that people. I think people underrate how well the Bills have built their team to attack modern defenses with their multiple tight end sets, with their running back and fullback room, Reggie Gilliam, even though he's not there anymore, and the offensive line as well. Did you just say you'd rather have Khalil Shakir than Zay Flowers?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, you out your fucking mind.
Yeah.
That's and I'm not even a big Zay Flowers guy, but that's insane.
That's why I'm so happy for for my other little boy from USC to be over there, bro. We need to see if it's gonna be somebody
else. And then look, watch this. Watch this. If he ain't productive, he'll be some shit to the man. Like, hey, Lamar need a fucking number receiver. That nigga laid some shit. Like, bro.
I mean, what has Lamar really been working with at receiver, bro?
I think it's a good. He's had a good wide receiver in Zay Flowers.
Who need a receiver?
Right? But like the Ravens, we talked about this before. They invested in different things on the team to optimize this team. The defense being elite, the offensive line. They got Derrick Henry, and Mark Andrews should be better, but they also have a really good tight end set with Likely and Andrews.
Do they need
not Riddell and
They chose to. They paid him a lot of money to make sure.
Riddell, that's what I'm saying. Not naming the Bills.
The Ravens being the Ravens, man.
I can't.
So you're saying so you're saying they shouldn't have paid Derrick Henry?
Time out.
They shouldn't have brought him in?
Just get 6 yards a pop out of J.K. Dobbins. All right, cool. He hurts himself. You want to move on from it, but you choose to pay or I fought with Derrick.
So they should. Are you saying that they shouldn't have paid Derrick Henry?
Bro, they should have paid receivers that wanted to come over there, like Julio Jones.
Nobody wants to go
over there. Can I ask you something? I cannot think of a team right now
to not pay receivers.
Everybody not named bad. Who has a really bad? Who has a really bad receiver core right now? Like what's a good team with a really bad receiver core?
The Ravens.
No,
not the Bills.
Over the Bills and the Ravens. Well, the Chiefs still, I guess.
Well, that's Kenya. That's perfect, Kenya.
Cleveland Browns.
You give.
Well, you said a good.
Hold on, because the same way he just did that, you give Patrick Mahomes Zay Flowers.
Perfect.
You niggas be talking way different. You talk way. You shit on him now. Let Patrick Mahomes get Zay Flowers. Give me Zay Flowers over Xavier Worthy right now.
Yes,
Zay Flowers is easily
they are the same person.
No,
he's the number one receiver on that team. No problem.
No, they're not.
They are not.
He's got much better. He's got much better man coverage ability. He's got much better ability to play off a line of scrimmage if you want to line him up out line. I would not necessarily say that at all.
You give. I watch Patrick Mahomes. Look decent. You give Patrick Mahomes a 25-year-old Zay Flowers and see what the fuck he do with him.
He's so much better at getting open. Nobody
turn that nigga to a 1,500-yard receiver.
You don't think Lamar Jackson to get that production about Xavier Worthy?
No.
No, Worthy is not.
Now you trolling. He's trolling. This is a troll.
This is the issue. People really think Xavier Worthy is good, and people think Rashee Rice is better than he actually is. That is the problem.
Rashee Rice is crazy. Rashee Rice, hey, Riddell, he got me. I thought he was better than what he was. I thought Rashee Rice. I thought he was. You know, I thought Rashee Rice was at least Jimmy Smith. I'm like, it might be Jimmy Smith. At least maybe Isaac Bruce. I was like, he gonna be great. No, he ain't that good.
What people think Michael Thomas is like the worst parts of what Rashee Rice is. That is all. Slant. That's it. That's all he does.
Mind you, Xavier Word, the only nigga I know who literally broke the record for the fastest 40-yard. That don't go deep, bro. I've never seen him in my life, bro. You would think with that speed. And Patrick Mahomes' arm, even though it declined a little bit, nigga, just Deshaun Jackson, Mike Wallace, just go deep.
And that's his best attribute is to go deep, and he doesn't do it at all.
And he sucks at it. He sucks at it. Was a better deep threat than him last year, and the nigga runs literally a second faster.
Mahomes deep ball.
Worthy got no separation.
Yeah, we know that. We know that, but it's not
Mahomes.
You want a 4-1 Riddell? You want a separation going deep?
There were times that Mahomes overthrew him, but there were also, I could point to you at least 3 different plays where Xavier Worthy took chunk plays off the board because he didn't know where the sideline was, and that's kind of a big thing.
That's his shit, ain't it? That's his shit. He let around bounds. That's out of bounds nigga I've never seen.
Somebody mentioned it. Tyquan Thornton is easily our best deep threat, and this is where I would talk. And this is where I would point to the coaching staff. The coaching staff stopped playing Tyquan Thornton when Rashee Rice went back, and that's another issue as far as that's concerned. So I could go through these issues. I promise you I could. But like this is the biggest issue. It's just like all these guys got to deal with some issues. It's just about can you elevate above it. And that's just what it comes down to. And at the end of the day, this is why I always ask, because I got into this with Bills fans too. At the end of the day, when you point out the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, or the Bengals, end of the day, you can tell me about the offensive line, you tell me about the defense, you tell me about the weapons, you tell me about the coaching staff. End of the day, these guys are supposed to be elite quarterbacks because they're the guys that are supposed to make up for the shit that you ain't got. That's what you got to do. That's the reason why you're looked at that level. You got to be able to elevate above that, and you get credit if you do it, and you're going to get blamed if you don't. And that's the reality of all four of these guys proven to be that level of quarterback as far as that's concerned. And that's just what comes with the territory.
Yeah.
That would separate you from the Jared Goffs because we know that nigga needs a lot. That would separate you from the Baker Mayfield because we know he needs more. The guys down the line, that's 6 to 15, those are the guys who need more. The reason why y'all in that top 5 because y'all don't need what them niggas need. Y'all don't need that. Y'all don't need the nice car and the nice clothes. Y'all Himothy. I can come to the club with no jewelry on, take your girl. Y'all supposed to be the guys. We know them other niggas need stuff. If you need what them other niggas need, what's the difference between you and them other niggas?
They also cannot get those things. These quarterbacks are being paid huge chunks of the salary. Like, this is your role. You get paid this money. You are a tier 1.
Take a pay cut. And maybe you can get you a J-Mo and a fucking Omar St. Brown. Take a pay cut. And a Jameer Gibbs.
Maybe. Lamar take a pay cut?
Or because you hate Zay Flowers so bad, maybe you can get you a Matthew Golden and Reed.
I think
Tucker Craft.
That's close enough to me.
I think he's a great receiver.
No, you don't.
Good first round receiver. I think he's a good first round receiver. But what y'all expecting him to be in the playoffs, when I watch him, he's not that. And what I'm talking about is, I get it, cool. If we want to praise him for the regular season, congrats, bro. Zay Flowers, salute to you.
Even your Tupac shirt, know you're lying. Look at Tupac on your shirt. He know you're lying. You don't like
Zay Flowers a way better athlete than I ever be.
Yeah,
salute to you.
Know,
12,
but you don't like
12 10 plus touchdowns. Congrats, bro. But what I'm talking about is what we're here for, what we grade Lamar for the hardest, which is the playoffs. And them boys don't help him.
Bama, you ever seen Celtics Pride?
Help them out either.
You ever seen Celtics Pride? You would tie Zay Flowers in your fucking basement. You would tie him up in your basement if they can get a George Pickens. You would tie that nigga up in your basement if Lamar can get a George Pickens. And starve him. And starve him.
That's the best wide receiver duo.
I just say George Pickens, of course.
Perfect.
Yeah, hey, yeah. George Pickens would go crazy with Lamar, bro. That's what Lamar needs.
Would he?
I think so. Because that's the perfect type of wide receiver for.
Yeah, don't need too much. He's the perfect receiver.
6'3", 6'4", can catch contested bullshit. That's what a lot of quarterbacks need.
All you need
can we only
but then he crashes out.
We're talking about elevating from a top 18, top 16 wide receiver to a top 10 wide receiver as far as that's concerned. I'd love to have a top 15 wide receiver. That'd be nice. I would love to have that. That'd be great.
What is it? Hey, look. Why don't we be on that the way we on Lamar?
It's an old D-Mac. It's an old video.
That's a good question.
It's an old video. It's a video. It's a dude in the plane. It's a guy in the car watching the dude in the plane, right? He had a nice sports car. He watched the dude in the plane. He like, damn, I wish I could be in the plane. Then it's a guy in the bullshit car watching this guy in the Ferrari. Go, damn, I wish I could be in the Ferrari. Then it's a guy in the bullshit car on a bike. It's like, damn, I wish I could have a car. Then it's a guy walking. It's like, damn, I wish I had a bike. And it's a nigga with no legs who's looking at the nigga that's walking saying, I wish I could walk, okay? D-Mac is the nigga with no legs. So while you shit those Zay Flowers, he like, I would love to have a Zay Flowers. You want a George Pickens. You want a fucking Puka. This nigga D-Mac said, give me a Zay Flowers. I want to say Flowers.
To your point, the reason why that Dak doesn't get this the same is, one, Dak is not in these conversations. I think that he is an underrated quarterback, but still a very good one, not necessarily an elite one. But two, when you start, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, when you start kind of parsing out some of the things as far as the Cowboys playoff losses, and again, in the context that Dak Prescott is not considered an elite quarterback, a lot of the things that people want to put on Dak's shoulders really ain't about Dak, because there's something about them defenses that be getting gashed on the ground. Something about sometimes, as far as this is concerned, these guys just don't show up to that level. So that's the reason why I don't think that Dak's playoff performances have been, hey, you lost us this game, in the same way that you maybe will point to for some of Lamar Jackson's. But the big thing is that he's just not in this tier. So that's why you're not necessarily comparing.
I will also say that because of who Dak plays for, the pressure, that's the difference. The pressure on Dak is immensely higher, for some reason, on Dak than it is on Lamar because of the organization he plays for. But go ahead, Early.
and it's another thing that we do. And again, we troll, we do this thing with the new media and shit like that, all that shit. Some of us in our 30s, some of us in our 20s. The problem with that is this, right? We have created this narrative that it's not a real thing. When I watch football in the 2000s, 2010s, even the late 90s, the time I could watch it, niggas had to go through hurdles to be good. Niggas wasn't good right away. Again, we talked about Peyton Manning. We talked about it were greats who wasn't good right away. Brett Favre. That literally is starting to figure it out now. The truth is, we act like a nigga because Patrick Mahomes did it, because certain guys did it, because Jaden Davis came in first year. Like, we act like you're supposed to be that. I think literally, Patrick Mahomes has made it to a point to where we think everybody's supposed to be that good, bro. Bro, so your favorites had to go 9 years, nigga. The Michael Jordans. You had to go 9 years of getting your ass whooped not being good until you figured it out. I think Dak is starting to, as you see his gameplay now, he's starting to figure it out. We give Dak a fucking hard time, like you said, because he played with the Cowboys. But my nigga, so many niggas had to go through trials and tribulations to be good. Your favorite quarterback didn't get his first playoff win until he was 31. Like them what it used to be. We now do this shit to where if a nigga don't win in his first 3 years, oh, he ain't on shit. Again, even with Lamar. Lamar's great, but we're still giving Lamar time. That actually he's on pace. He about to be 31. The nigga can literally get a Super Bowl something in this next 3 or 4 years and be a whole different perspective of who he is as a quarterback. But you see the progression. You see him getting better. You see it was a time where you didn't trust Dak in the game. I watched Dak last year have moments like he's starting to figure it out better and better because, again, the longer you are in the NFL, the better you get. We're giving Lamar the same pass, but at some point in time, he's going to have to win too. Same way Dak going to have to win.
I want to draw a line. Yeah, I'm not on their side. Fuck Dak. I don't know what we're doing. I'm not going to be praising Dak. I don't think Dak is changing the image of himself. I don't think Dak and the Cowboys are going to be successful in the playoffs. I still say stand 10 toes. Dak is a quarterback that is good. He had good seasons throughout his years playing as a quarterback, but I'm not seeing anything different necessarily in terms of overall play. You can probably change your perceptions on play style, of course, but
his decision making.
You don't think he's gotten better as a decision maker? Pocket pressure, like you don't think he's gotten better?
I agree. The decision making is clearly better.
Oh, that giant and you won't let you do it. That giant baby, you won't let you do it. They won't let you do it.
What are we gonna see in the playoffs? The same frazzled Dak Prescott that we've seen in the last time.
I'm not. Dak has gone from like fucking Dak Prescott to like Dak Prescott. It's almost
but this goes back to the earlier conversation. Like when you hit the playoffs, everything starts ramping up.
Because he paid like
he's not gonna take a pay cut.
You're on mute.
You're
muted.
I'm sorry, my fault. I'm sorry. People will put this and be like, Dak needs to take a pay cut. The reason why the Cowboys have some issues with their finances is Jerry fucking Jones. That's the reason why. Because they could have paid him years earlier and had him on a much more friendly contract. Instead, Jerry Jones decided to play out the string. They could have not paid Zeke when you know these.
Jerry Jones be forced his own hand. CeeDee Lamb too. CeeDee Lamb too.
It's important to mention that as far as Dak's pay structure is concerned. The other thing I would say as far as
now, George, go ahead.
And again, it's important because Dak is not in the tier with these other elite guys. So we're not saying that he's better or anything as far as that's concerned, because it's important for that context. But
you're right.
It's very much a mixed bag.
But he like 6 or 7 though.
His first playoff game, he was great versus Green Bay, then losing in a shutout. He's been able to beat I know he beat Seattle. He beat Tom Brady as far as that last one in Tampa as well, as far as that's concerned. I think the 49ers games, you can hold it against him. He was not necessarily good in those games. I think that's fair. A lot of things, the last game that he played versus Green Bay, yes, he had the interceptions. I don't have anything to take away from him. He deserves blame for that. But you got to understand, Matt LaFleur was taking that defense and whooping the shit out of it on the ground.
Yeah.
They didn't have a chance as far as that game was concerned. They were down so fast.
That blowout by the Packers?
So I think it was also the Rams Super Bowl year, first year when they lost to the Patriots. What they did to them, that Cowboys defense on the ground back then, was also an ass whooping too. So some of these things, Dak is a little bit more of a mixed bag that people want to just say he was bad in the playoffs than in my personal opinion. I think that he's continued to get better. I don't think he's become a completely different quarterback, but I think he's continued to get better throughout his career. But now that they have, in my opinion, the offensive circumstances they have around him to really take advantage of what he does, because I think he is elite as far as the processing at the standpoint at the quarterback position is concerned. I really do feel that way from what he's able to glean as far as defense are trying to do. So, I'm obviously bullish on what the Cowboys can do, but I think that's my only thing. I push back against the Dak playoff being bad narrative, just because I think because of the Cowboys and him being in the quarterback position, a lot is put on him.
It's a different level of expectation because it is the Cowboys. The expectation every year is win the Super Bowl, and when you're not doing that, and then you're ending the playoff run awfully, which ends up happening when it comes to the Cowboys, it looks bad. But I do think, as of right now, the Cowboys might be in an opportune window because some of the other teams are just not on par. But they would have to hope that the Rams get injured or something. That might be something that they have.
But Dak is just in a bad spot.
That might be the case for everybody.
That might be the case for everybody. But right now, the Eagles are kind of like, okay, who are they going to be with Jalen Hurts? We got the Bears. Caleb Williams is on the extension. The Packers are a little bit iffy. So if any time is a window for Dak, it is now. But once these quarterbacks start figuring it out and they start building around some of these other quarterbacks, like a Jaden Daniels, and the Vikings actually find a good quarterback, maybe it is Kyler Murray, then that window is going to be completely gone.
But Dak is in a bad spot. Dak is in a bad spot because when the defenses were great, Dak wasn't good enough to overcome the hump. Now that Dak is good enough, the defenses ain't there. So it's almost like I got my peanut butter, I ain't got no jelly. I got my cereal, and I ain't got no milk. Like it's like when you needed Dak to be with Dak. If Dak was what he is now with them first couple of years when they had to run a game that was thriving and the defense was thriving, they might have a bowl or at least a bowl appearance. Now that Dak is who he need to be, that defense has been shit for the last 2 or 3 years, and it just sucks because it's like, nigga, you now are starting to become the quarterback we need you to be, but now we got to put it around you. So this is the year that we think it could be a complete thing for them. The defense is there, the offense is there. They can really shine. The only problem is Myles Garrett got traded to the Rams, and Aaron Donald might come back. So hey, man, you can't.
Yeah, but
damn you don't.
I was trying to remember. The defense was pretty solid only a few years ago. It's not
about 2-3 years ago.
Basically, after Michael Parsons got traded, they became awful. But before that,
they were bad versus the Packers when the Packers was running.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that they've had
pieces, but they weren't a good team.
They were after they traded Mike. Their defense was legitimately bad. They've had more middle of the pack defense, I would say, and they've occasionally been more opportunistic than not as far as getting turnovers. But I don't think that they've ever had a great defense person.
Like they'll have a guy like Trayvon Diggs, they'll have a guy like Bland, but the defense as a whole, you can't name the linebacker core. You again, other than Michael Parsons, you're not respecting that D line that much. Like again, they had pieces, and because they had pieces, they're better than what they are. They haven't been that good of a team of a defense for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, after Micah got traded, yes, they've been awful.
Before that, though.
But before that, they weren't awful.
There was a game against the Cardinals where the backup quarterback was running through the whole game. They weren't that good. They were getting ran through during that regular season.
But that's the thing. I think that they were more. I think they were more middle of the pack. And then when you got into these situations when they were facing top-notch offenses, particularly Shanahan schemes that knew how to take advantage of it, 49ers, Packers. That's when you saw the real issues as far as the Rams, obviously. That's when you saw the real issues with that defense that was more middle of the pack consistently.
I think the earliest career when they was going 14-2 and 13-3, and he had Zeke giving you 100 yards, that defense was elite. Actually, that defense was a top 5 to 10 defense, and they were doing things, but Dak wasn't there yet. Again, now that Dak is who he needs to be, he needs that run game with we had with Zeke his first couple of years, and that defense ain't that defense no more. Well, maybe now it might be better this year.
But I mean, this defense at this point, I mean, they're still kind of meh.
Right.
Like they're an elite defense.
Well, and that's why I don't think that
Lexi Brown commercial.
That's why I don't think that they're necessarily a championship contender. I think they can be good enough to get to to win the division. But I think you're just hoping that this offense is elite because Dak Prescott is an awesome processor, because they have the ability to run the ball with their offensive line, because they have 2 excellent wide receivers. You hope that the offense is elite, and then the defense can be middle of the pack from that.
But how the NFL works, I mean, once you get your shit together, somebody else get their shit together. So now, but yeah, that's cool. But now we got Moran got Trent McDuffie in the game, and we got Myles Garrett. So it's like, it's just, man.
It is tough. That's why I said you got to hope that the Rams get injured. But at the same time, Dak Prescott still gets paid a high amount of money. They've invested a lot on that offense. You're not going to have a perfect team. You can't imagine yourself to be a Seahawks level roster where it's just everything's complete, or the Eagles.
You're a Rams fan. Stop looking at the Rams getting injured, Riddell. You're a Rams fan too. All right.
I don't want the Rams to get injured.
Matthew Stafford agendas to push. Stop saying that out loud.
Well, this is the thing for me.
Matthew Stafford over Aaron Rodgers, man. Come on.
I know we got to get out of here, but this is the thing. When you're talking about some of these quarterbacks that are a little bit further down, it's like, hey, can you make that jump into being to the elite tier? I think Matthew Stafford doesn't necessarily fully make that jump just because he's a little bit towards the end, and the fact that we know how elite that their defensive pieces were when they won that championship. So it's tough to say that. But when you're talking about these guys like Dak, like Herbert, I don't know if you want to throw Jordan Love in there, you want to throw T-Law in there. These guys, you know, they're talented towards the back end of the top 10. Can you guys make that leap? Well, it's like, hey, we know that you maybe haven't played to the level that's elite consistently, but if you can elevate, if you Dak Prescott can take what is supposed to be an elite offense and still make sure that the playoffs maintains that level, and he can win shootouts versus great defenses, and then gets his team there, when it's like, all right, well, we got to have a conversation. That you made up for what was a middle of the pack defense. That means that you have a certain standing. If Justin Herbert can make up for some of the defensive deficiencies or the fact that you don't love their wide receiver core, then you can have that conversation. So it's like, hey, you may need to make up that gap, but can you do it, especially in the playoffs when it matters? That's where you can maybe make your hat if you're in that back in the top 10.
But what's so crazy, D-Mac, every couple of years in the NFL, there's a run by somebody or a Super Bowl winner when you go, that was the time where it was free game. It was up in the air. We're going to look back in 10 years at that Sam Darnold win and be like, again, if you're not a fan, if you're younger, like my nephew going to watch it and be like, Sam Darnold won Super Bowl 2025. Like, yeah, dog, it was a crazy year that year. Everybody.
And I like Sam Darnold, but it was open.
Yeah, like, we're going to look back. My nephew, who's 12 now, in 10 years, he going to say, let's say about my Super Bowl. I'm going to say, man, that year was crazy, man. Patrick Mahomes got hurt.
And early,
so we can, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was an open year, man.
Herbert had no offensive line.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was hurt.
Yeah,
it was a crazy year.
Yeah.
So we can get out of it, and I'll say this right now: if we look back and everything kind of stays the same as it has throughout the, as far as this elite quarterback's concerned, everybody gonna look at Josh Allen and say that was your chance.
That was your chance. That was your year, bro. That was your year. If you don't win one, that was your year. That was your year. You had to get it done that year.
We'll be back next week. Yeah. Hopefully the whole gang will be here. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Appreciate y'all always in the chat, man. Without y'all, it's no us, man. I'm a chat ambassador. Got 360 people that pulled up on us, man. I really appreciate it. Y'all don't understand how much I do. Keep rocking with us. We're going to continue to grow. Man, the season is almost here. People reporting to camp. A lot of stuff, I can't wait, man. It's going to be a good year, good cast. I appreciate y'all pulling up. We'll get the likes up. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we'll be back next week at this time again to talk some more sports. Like I said, Zale, Simon Flowers. So I'm gonna end that at. I stand on what I stand on.
I'm a flower, but nuts.
Hey man, that's been another week, man. Receiver, though. Yeah, he is though. He is.
All right, well, tell Lamar stop being Lamar Trump Jackson.